Welcome, legends, to the battleground where national prides meets global ambition. You are watching the Iesf Europe qualifiers for Mobile Legends Bang Bang. And over the next few days, we're going to bring you some action from some top elite squads who are going to be clashing it out, not just for victory, but also a chance to represent Europe on the global stage. And if you're here looking for macro mastery, that mechanical brilliance, or even just the stories of these legendary players from Europe, you're at the right place. Hey, my name is Kronos, to bring you the action, of course. Alongside me, my trusty partner is Dakota.
How are you doing, Kronos? Let's just not forget that this is going to be a way for you to represent your own country on the big stage. So that's a bit more than European pride. It's your country's pride at stake.
It's very important. True, you're right. You know, national pride, global ambition. That's what everybody wants. Everybody wants the chance to get to that point, right? Everybody wants the opportunity to hit that stage where they're not allowed, where there are not many opportunities, especially in a continent like Europe. Yes, Europe is a big powerhouse in multiple games, but of course, Mobile Legends Bang Bang at this point, not many opportunities. But Iesf, one of those very few ones where you can hit that global stage.
It's the perfect place for these players to show their own prowess and the power they have for the game, the ambition they can show here. It's really interesting to see against the top-heavy teams from other regions as well.
Yeah, you're right. It's gonna be a battle out from different teams and the top regions that we usually like to see. Of course, we get to see them in these groups, ladies and gentlemen. Group A, we have Turkey, Belarus, Croatia, Czech Republic, Portugal. I'm not sure which country that is, my bad. But also from Group B, we have France, Austria, we have Hungary, we have Slovakia. These are some of the giants. Of course, Ireland's there as well, and Moldova, if I'm not wrong. And then in Group C, we have Georgia, Romania, Azerbaijan, Wales, Italy, and of course in Group D, we have Spain, Israel, Serbia, Albania, and Lithuania.
In this group, I would think the hardest one is Group A. What about you, Kronos? Which one would you be more scared to be in?
Hey, if you ask me, man, I'm looking at all groups are kind of hard, but of course in Group A you have the big giants, right? Turkey are going to be the strongest ones that they're looking to make it out. At least that feels like a free win for Turkey, if you ask me, because of how developed the Mobile Legends scene is over there. But at the same time, there are others who are looking to fight out for the second spot, right? If not, but Turkey, of course, is going to be the main competitor. And then the other groups, of course, it looks like there are one or two spots might make it out. But if you ask me, you're right. Group A, group of death. And at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, while we are talking to you about that, you can see the schedule we have lined up for tonight. Turkey versus Belarus, Croatia versus Portugal, Czech Republic. I'm not really sure which country that is. Dakota, you need to help me out here. And then you have Spain versus Montenegro. I'm sorry about that, folks. Montenegro versus Czech Republic, and you have España versus Israel, of course. But the live match we're bringing you will be Turkey versus Belarus. And later on in the day, we have, of course, Albania, Lithuania happening at the same time. And then later on in the day, we have Turkey versus Croatia once again. Turkey going head-to-head. And then Belarus versus Montenegro. And, of course, the final match that we'll bring you live will be Czech Republic versus Portugal. So 2 live matches today. Going to be Turkey versus Belarus. And, of course, Portugal versus Czech Republic. And those are 2 bangers. And these are going to be the offline matches as well. Off-stream matches are going to be España versus Serbia and Israel versus Albania. But Dakota, the 2 matches that we have on for today, man, those are bangers, aren't they?
2 big bangers. Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm really excited to see Turkey show its power versus Belarus. I know there's a lot of good players from Belarus. There's some teams from other regions bootcamp there a lot. So it's gonna be interesting to see. I mean, I would assume they would scrim with the other teams. You know, they would gain a bit of a backbone, maybe show a bit like of a meta we didn't see yet. As expected, you know, it could be a dark horse. Belarus could be a dark horse for all we know.
Yeah, I agree. Belarus could be a dark horse indeed. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a best of 3 as well at the same time. We have Turkey versus Belarus. And talking about the dark horses, the lineup we're probably going to see in a second. But hey, before we talk about Belarus, we want to make them the dark horse of the competition. Yes, let's not forget, that we have Turkey, right? These are the powerhouses in Europe. Apex 47, Rosa, Siggy Boom, Lunar, and TNZ. These guys need no introduction whatsoever.
I mean, M series, contenders, wildcards. I mean, they have a lot of experience, a lot of basically whatever you would need to grow as a player in ML. Scrim possibilities. I mean, traveling to other countries to scrim versus them is a really big thing. To bootcamp. I mean, I'd be, thrilled to do the same thing. And it's just as, how could I say it? It's just a different world for them, honestly. And for Belarus, we have HQD, Kewe, Apathy is Death, Coco, and Flasher. I mean, not gonna lie, I didn't see a lot of these players in a lot of tournaments back here, but I'm excited to see what they're gonna do. What about you, Kronos?
Hey, I agree. I'm excited to see what they can do as well, especially Apathy is Death and also Coconoid, right? I've heard of these players' names before, and of course, Kewe is also, an underground name so far. But to be honest, going against the Turkish Giants, man, the Turkish Delight is looking tough for our first game, and for the opening game, it's not looking good for them. But again, like you said, we're excited to see what they can bring to the table, what they can bring to the fray. Because, hey, it could be anyone's game. It could get changed up at any single point. And that's what the best part about Mobile Legends Bang Bang is, isn't it?
Of course, let's not forget, it's a best of 3, so I have 2 chances, actually 3 chances, to take the victory. Maybe they go 1-1, and then it's going to be a game breaker, a decider at the end, and it's going to be really interesting to see that. The strategies, the micro and the macro is the most important thing. One bad teamfight can cost the entire game. Ignoring an enemy marksman, let's say, can cost you the entire map as well. You're going to lose a lot of positioning. You lose the mid turret, that's going to be a huge game changer. Anything can happen, and that's why I love this game. The metas can maybe shift. The hero picks can shift. The builds especially can shift. That's why I like MOBAs. The building is not the same hero all the time. You can try something else.
Yeah, I agree. And just while you mentioned about, the meta that's present, they say every country has its own meta. What happens when you come to a continent, bro? Like, you're in Europe, multiple countries. So you're telling me each country has its own meta? Hey, we're going to find out, because that meta is going to shape up to be one tournament meta that's coming up for the Iesf Europe Qualifiers, of course. And I think that will be a big game changer. Who's going to be able to adapt faster? Who has the right environment, like you mentioned earlier as well, Dakota, about, having a boot camp set up with Turkey, especially in a country where the Mobile Legends is developed. So maybe they'll be able to catch up to the meta faster. Maybe they'll be the ones to set the meta for the entire Iesf, right? And Belarus might have to follow. Just hope that whichever countries are playing catch up, they just don't get left behind.
I mean, there's another thing we haven't taken into consideration. Comfort picks. I mean, that's the biggest thing. If you're comfortable on that hero, that can change the entire game. Doesn't matter off meta, on meta hero. I mean, if you're comfortable with it, you're gonna do good. I think that's the right choice for you to pick. I mean, hey, I play a lot of off meta heroes because they're fun. I don't know about you, Kronos.
Hey, I like off meta heroes, man. I want to see that Atlas in the jungle. I want to see the Belleric pop up in the jungle as well. Put that fan in the EXP lane. Get that Layla in the tank position. We want to see all that happen, of course. Say Mobile Legends.
I mean, everything could happen. Hey, it's Europe. As you said, each country has their own meta. Maybe we're going to see Hanabi Lolita, a very good combo. I mean, people still use it. But Hanabi doesn't have a dash, so, they complain about that. But even so, Hanabi can be strong if we pair with the right team. Lolita, something that give her shields. Even an Esmeralda enemy could help her a lot.
I mean, Esmeralda enemy helping out the Hanabi. Yes, because Hanabi gets most of the shields, but hey, Esmeralda loves eating up that Frost Moon shield, right? That's going to be the big kicker in that part at least. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, while you're at it, you can also follow our socials as well at the same time. You can see there, it is at G_Kronos for me and at Zakota Mlbb for Zakota as well. So while you're at it, show us some love. And of course, you know, while you're here watching, make sure you grab your friends along. Tell them that, hey, Europe qualifiers have started for the Iesf. First match, of course, we have Turkey versus Belarus, and later on we'll be bringing you Czech Republic versus Portugal, if I'm not wrong. And that's going to be a cracker as well. And I know some of you are here for your favorite players, some of you are fans of different teams, and it's only Group A action today, and you'll be seeing a lot more coming in throughout the next few days. So while you're here, hey, you're gonna see our faces a little more often, and you're gonna get used to our voices as well. Not like we're gonna be annoying, just gonna have some fun time, and we're gonna see some nice insane Mobile Legends action. I'll be bringing you the play-by-plays. Dakota will be bringing you the insightful analysis. And speaking of analysis, Dakota, what is the global meta right now according to you?
I mean, personally, it's a very strong-sided assassin meta. It focuses a bit more on the goal lane than I'd like it to. Back then, you know, you had an XP that could do a play, but now it's just a goal lane in the late game. The mid as well, possibly because of that big burst damage. But as long as you win the early game, you're set for like the entire game if you don't mess up on a team fight. The macro is really important. But I mean, I'd like to see a lot of off-meta heroes that I think could really work. I mean, Eve, I wouldn't consider off-meta. The Aurora as well would be really nice to see in a good team fight with a Fredrin paired up. I mean, hey, I'm a Fredrin main, so you know I got to hype my boy up. I know he's strong. But even so, supports have been rising to the top of the metas from what I've been seeing.
Yeah, I think the supports add on to the fact that there's a lot of fighters, right? And I think, yes, you say it's a very assassin-heavy meta, but when you say a lot of supports come into the picture, I'm instantly thinking about tanks and fighters as well at the same time. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe I believe you probably will agree with the fact that this current meta, for especially the jungle role, is very open. There were times where assassins were heavy in the meta. Yes, this meta is heavy in the assassins, but also at the same time, if you pair up with the right heroes, like example, the supports, it's going to open up the tanks, the fighters. And I think that's the beauty of this game. And this has been the most open meta in this game so far in terms of competitive scene. And speaking of all these meta picks, you can see that the bans have already begun. The draft phase is already underway. We see Matilda being taken out by Turkey and also Fanny at the same time. Just, I think, covering their bases, not leaving any OP heroes open, right, Dakota? And on the other side, Chip and Kimmy.
Good team fight heroes right there. You can put Kimmy in the middle, and you can put Kimmy in the goal lane. With the Fanny as well, you can maybe flex her in the goal lane if the enemies have a goal lane who cannot dash. But they're gonna take out the Sakura skin. I mean, wait, come on, man. Kalea, my favorite hero from the new update, can go into jungle XP and on Rome. I mean, it's so flexible. Badan goes as well. I mean, we're gonna expect to see a bit more assassins, but maybe the Hayabusa. The goal lanes haven't been focused as much as I would like to. What's open on the table, Colonel?
Boxia, man. I'm telling you, that Boxia that we spoke about off stream, he's left open indeed. I think this is a hero that's definitely needs to be respected. But hey, they say we want to go for the Phoveus and pick it up for themselves at this point. So it feels like they go for the Phoveus indeed. And don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I know we see it on the screen. I know we see Turkey on the left side, but the players on the right side. We'll figure that out while we're getting confirmation, of course, from the back end. But also that leaves open the Harith and the Jushin. And look what they picked up.
Ooh, I mean, that's a really bad start for Belarus. I'd say they would have started off with maybe a marksman pick. Moscow is in the mix. Iritel can work pretty well. Granger is also left open, which is very dangerous as the first pick. He's gonna work well either way. We're gonna play a lot of damage from that Death Sonata. But even so, he can counter a Harry, he can counter a Zuxin. As we're gonna see the Hayabusa getting picked up by Apathy. Ooh, the Gatotkacha as well. Hold on. They're cooking.
I know, I see it. I like the Phoveus that's being picked up. The Gatotkacha makes sense, but now there are limited options for flexibility, right here for the blue side, especially given the fact that yes, the Gatotkacha is good with the AOG, jumping on towards the Herod, can get to the back line on top of the Zushin as well after the beacon. But here the Hayabusa, again, another counter to these two heroes directly, and seems like they're putting them in a pickle. But hey, we've seen this pop up a lot of times. the Ling versus the Hayabusa. An age-old story. Who's gonna come out on top is gonna be the one that doesn't use the ultimate first, right, Zakota?
I mean, it depends on every setting, because Ling can still purify him by using the pinch poise. He can just dash away from him. But even so, they didn't pick out the Lucas, which I was expecting. Maybe go with a support roamer. They already had a bit of a front lane from Juxin, and they need a bit of peel for the Harif. I mean, that's what I would have done. I would have won maybe Lucas and go an assassin a bit later on. Talking about the Granger a while ago, there he goes. I think Turkey is gonna focus more on the marksman bands, more than the mids, because they know, hey, we're gonna win mid if we got a good roamer. Maybe a Khalid to help poke out with a Juxin, or something a bit aggro. Maybe the Beleric to counter the Gatotkacha's ultimate Avatar of the Guardian. I mean, there's so many possibilities right now, and I'm really looking forward to it. Hylos getting banned out. Louis is still left open on the table. He's gonna be deadly with that Hayabusa Shadows. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I think the Hayabusa Shadow will work with Ling in a certain way, but at the moment I think they're focusing on the goal laners, especially if they're on the red side. I believe it's Turkey, which they've taken out the Granger. The Hylos is of course gone from the side of Belarus, and I think they're probably going to take out then Irithel also at the same time, right? Because then Irithel would just be a little problematic for the Ling, the Jushin, and the Harith, because the mobility that's present. What do you think?
The Moscow would have been a bit more dangerous, I think, for the Link. If they should focus that. Moscow is really dangerous for Link. You can just get pinned out. You're gonna lose all of your ultimate. Basically, no reason to pop it. Just a Purify. The one on getting banned out. Hold on. That's really interesting, not going to lie. I think she's your main, right, Kronos?
Yeah, I like playing the 1-1, man. I'm not gonna lie. I love the 1-1 indeed. You can jump around. It's really fast. You get the free Purify. You get two free Purifies if you're able to use a crossbow of Tang as well. Change the tide of the fight at the same time. The glue is the final ban coming through. I like the glue just because of the fact that the Phobius dead lane's created. You're able to get on top of the Gatotkacha, and hey, told you, it's that Baxia, man. The Baxia just come into the fray.
I mean, you have to pick it. They have two healing tanks. I would say both of them are tanks, right? They're gonna build tank. If obviously maybe gonna build that Warax, but still, I can kind of see the 1-1 ban because they're gonna be able to kite away the Ling and the Zuxin. That's gonna be a big counter. Maybe Lunar is going to go on a Cho just to counter the Hayabusa, but then they're gonna be lacking a bit of front line. I mean, Baksha's there, but still. Even a support would be great here. Maybe a Florian to counter the Hayabusa. A Farsa or a Louis on the left side. Oh, there's the Moscow. There's the Moscow.
Yeah.
It's as given. Selena is going to be pretty annoying here, but still, I don't think it's a big setback for Turkey.
Yeah, I think here they've definitely gone with the Moscow, which is really good. Moscow and the Selena, a lot of early game presence, right? With the Selena instantly being picked up with the Gatotkacha, pairs up really well. And then also the Phobius with a level 4 power spike. You have the Hayabusa coming into the picture, and then you have the late game Moscow. So I feel like Belarus have got everything covered, but Turkey over here, they have everything mid to late game. There's nothing really for the early game, and they really need to prioritize something that would give them that. And I feel like they were probably going to go for a Hylos or a Glue, but since they are banned out, no Badang present as well. Hey, there you go. That's the early game with the Hilda.
I mean, even a Choda worked really well here, just for that Hayabusa and maybe the Moscow. You have that Purify on show, you have that kick, and can just do everything, right? Make a play, Hayabusa getting a kill, just lock down that high. I think that's the most important part. Make him lose his early game. Moscow, you know, it's gonna be fluctuating, right? Moscow can use his Spear of Destruction, go teleport around the map, take towers, etc. But even so, with the Ling, you know, you almost deny him that. But the Moscow doesn't have to get fed. You have to punish him at least twice in the early game. That's my honest reaction to it.
Yeah, I think that split is just going to be horrifying, man. There's like two split capabilities coming into the picture. And if it comes down to a late game Moscow between a Ling, I think I put my money on the Moscow just because of the fact that he can build a Wind of Nature, right? Just because he can build a Wind of Nature.
Even the Crown, I mean, a lot can happen. I mean, Rose Gold Meteor also, I mean, is going to save him. And as saying that, we're going into game number 1. On the blue side, we have Team Belarus, and on the right side we have Team Turkey. Here's the Kakashi skin.
Yeah, well, love the Kakashi skin indeed. It's absolutely insane. I'll probably want to get my bandana up, but I don't know if it's allowed or not. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be interesting to see who is going to be the one to get that first blood. Who's going to be the one to draw that indeed? Because if you ask me, Turkey look like they're strong, and if Lunar is allowed to let loose, which he already has, it's going to be a little difficult for Belarus to make it back up.
I mean, considering on the jungles, it's a pretty even rotation. I like it, I enjoy it. But even so, the Ling is going to try to invade. They have that advantage, the Baksha's around the corner, Rosa is around the corner as well.
Oh
and
no,
he gets the retribution off.
He get it, and at the same time, he got the Tempest of Blades, looking for first blood. Neither of them goes down so far. And I think that comes to the fact that there is the Selena present. They respect that Abyssal Arrow, but this is just absolute early game abuse coming through from Turkey.
Even so, under the tier 3 turret for that Moscow, just a lot of punishing, nothing you can do. That's the reason with Selena. She's very good in the mid game. In the early game, you cannot do as much. Look, you have the Juxin, you have that annoying Lantern, you can do a lot. Even so, Apex going for a dive.
Yeah, you can see on towards Apathy is dead as well. At the same time, that is first blood in the hands of Cura. And now with that, they invade another, and they're looking to take a lot more than what they came for.
Already a 2-level difference between the junglers. The gold lane is getting frozen a lot. Not much you can do without a gank. Selena's trying to hit a nasty arrow, but doesn't. Even so, they have that mid spike. Look at that. The mid laners here are really gonna be the game changers. You have that annoying CC coming from Juxin and a solo kill on Hayabusa.
Not looking good. It's not looking good for them. For the side of Belarus, Apathy's death has already been taken down twice. The turtle again in the hands of Turkey, and so far, man, if you ask me, not looking good. Siggy Boom as well. Although there's backup for I Love with the KW, it's just looking a little difficult. And look at that, like, with Cura, you're a Ling that's invading in the early game. Nah, man, it's not looking good. It's not looking good for Belarus.
Too much mob pressure coming in from Turkey. Not a lot they can do. They just have to play it out towards the middle game. The Phobios is doing pretty fine. He has that Conclusive Blast. He can rotate a bit more in the mid lane. But even so, the Moscow.
Yeah, right now you can see Apex 47 is going to be the target. It gets taken down easily. Rosa with a lantern, though, trying to do something. Lunar comes in from the bushes. Not looking to pick a fight. Of course, there are 4 members from Belarus who are looking hungry, who are looking to get at least something on the board for them after picking up Apex 47. It was little too aggressive.
I mean, it's still a roamer, not that much of an important thing, but they gave Hayabusa a kill, which is a bad thing. Maybe if it went to the Moscow, it would have been a bit better. But even so, the Phobios, the Demonic Force.
Yeah, he goes for it. At the same time, Apex 47 is the one that gets the kill. Cura went in for the Tempest of Blades. Not able to get anyone, but hey, they did find Coconoid indeed. And now with Rosa with the Lantern just abusing Flasher. Not where you want to be, especially if you're a Selena.
Oh, look at Harriet, look at Harriet. He got ulted by the Hayabusa. Yes,
oh no, and right now he's looking a little low. Spear of Misery actually pushes him back, but right now Siggy Boom goes for the Synchro Fission. And I think I Love right now is caught between a rock and a hard place. Will go down to the hands of Cura. Gets that kill quite easily. Apex 47 looking strong, leading the charge for the side of Turkey, along with Rosa. And look at them. They've made that purple buff of Belarus their home. That doesn't belong to Apathy's death anymore. That belongs to Cura and the rest of Turkey.
Man, that was devastating. The Ling. I mean, the Hayabusa got his Yugi Shadow kill, but he doesn't have any items to break down Harriet's shield. Even so, there's a retribution. I mean, Flasher has to hit a nasty stun on the Harriet, and I think it's a good game, right? They're gonna shut him down. He doesn't have the Purify, he has the Flicker. Moscow is taking his chances. He's gonna have the Spear of Misery soon. Gets the kill.
Yeah, and right now you can see they're looking for I Love as well. At the same time, Rosa, after the beacon being used, looking to go in, and he gets that kill on towards I Love. Moskov not looking good right now, and so is Flasher. Flickers out of harm's way. Coconoid coming into the picture, try and save his teammates. But here on the bot side, you can see Ogi Shadow Kill already expended. But hey, look at Apathy at dead. He's only going to be fodder for Cura as he picks himself a killing spree. And right now, Lunar looking at KW. KW seems like he will still survive. That's a tanky Gatokacha, but so far, Zakota, looking at the way the game's going, Turkey are just dominating, my friend.
I mean, hey, this is still game 1. In game 2, maybe we're going to see a different side of Team Belarus. I mean, we're seeing the Moscow make some nice plays, the Hayabusa as well, but he's still under from. He keeps getting that invade.
Oh yeah, Coconoid's gonna get taken down quite easily with Siggy Boom reaching that level 8 as well at the same time. They get the top tier 1, and now they're looking for a lot more. And speaking of a lot more, Cura got a kill on Apathy's Death. He's not having a good time. He's 1-4-0, level 6 to Cura's level 10.
And as I said, they have to punish the Hayabusa early game. He cannot do much. They have a very invade-heavy composition with the Baksha and the Hilda.
Yeah, and right now they're looking to get that tier 1 in the mid lane as well. They have a heavy frontline composition, a lot of CC, and you can see he comes down with the Lantern. They get one, and now he goes for the Infernal Pursuit on towards Apex 47. Coconut trying to do something, but Apathy instead goes for the back line instead. He doesn't have the Ogi Shadow Kill, so not able to commit. Kuro with the Tempest Ablaze, looking to get some kills, but Coconoid is finally able to tank all of that damage, being that frontline presence that Belarus needs them to be.
Hey, even so, it's a very good trade for Turkey. They got a mid turret and they didn't lose any of their team members. Hey, a Revitalizer burn, but for both sides. Katotkacha had to use his, Apex had to use his. So I'd say, you know, it's an equal trade-off, right? But Team Turkey won more. I mean, come on. Pure demolition towards that Hayabusa. Perma invades. Apex just playing around, going with him. Not much you can do.
Yeah, I can't really do much at this point. Apathy is dead. He's looking a little... He's looking a little underfarmed, right? He's starved out of his own jungle. He's looking hungry. He needs some form of gold. He needs something to chew on, man. Give him either some one of those creeps. You got to give him some minions. You got to give him some form of gold. Otherwise, he's going to have a hard time. You can see that right now. He goes for the Ogi Shadow Kill onto where Siggy Boom. Right now, AOG comes through as well. Finally able to pick up another kill. But meanwhile, the rest of Belarus going on top of Apex 47. But here comes Cura. And looking to go for more. Rolls over the beacon. Getting the damage down. Tempest of Blades goes up. Coconoid's going to be the first target as Cura is unstoppable, as the rest of Turkey are looking to make a sandwich out of Flasher as well as KW. And now with Apex 47, a little too aggressive, gets taken down. Apathy's Dead goes for Rosa, but at the same time they missed the SOD. Is just not on their side. Luck has just not been on the side of Belarus.
Even so, Lunar is trying to punish down the Moscow. He knows he missed his Spear of Destruction. I mean, even so, Hilda has that sprint. She can just chase him down the turret if Moscow is not careful enough. Ling is still trying to go for an invade. We're seeing the Hayabusa. He still has the Retribution, but so does the Ling. Hey, what can you do there?
Oh yeah, you know what you can do? You can go for the Tempest of Blades and get out of harm's way, but at the same time, AOG connects. Lunar bought enough time for Cura to get out, but here comes Apex 47 with Rosa with the Lantern. Apathy's Dead going on top of Rosa, but at the same time, he's not able to dish out a lot of damage. As you can see, Apex 47 buys a lot of time. He's super tanky. And right now, Rosa with a glowing wand, trying to do some damage. Lunar gets taken out after being overly aggressive, but here comes Siggy Boom. But the nice arrow hits from Flasher, but looks like they're going to be down in the middle of the fight as they go one head-to-head. And Turkey looking to come out on top. Siggy Boom is doing a lot of damage down, just dropping out the Zaman Force. Coconoid, KW, Flasher, all down and out. With the rest of Belarus looking to do something. Woo, the SOD, he didn't want to risk it.
Didn't want to risk it for the biscuit. Even so, in the top lane, Harriet got that tier 2 turrets. They got a lot from that fight. They got, I believe, 4 kills and 1 turret in the top. And on top of that, at least the Hayabusa has got his red buff. He hit that retribution there. That's, I mean, hey, it's impressive. Being 3-4 levels behind, I mean, hey, not much you can do in that situation besides try and you know, not cry.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you right. At this point, I feel like Belarus are crying their hearts out because they need some sort of gold. You can see Apathy's going to be the first one to fall, and that is a full committal coming in from Cura as well. Just diving right underneath that base turret, making sure Belarus feels their wrath as they're looking for the second, and they find I Love. And now KW is going to be the target, but able to take the Cyclone Eye, get out of harm's way. And now they're looking to get on top of Coconoid as it goes in the hands of Siggy Boom. This is a one-sided story. 8K goal lead, 9K right now, 15-5 kill score. and seems like Turkey are just running up with this game. Oh, Cura goes in a little bit more. Tempest of Blades, I'm not sure if that was a good move, but you can see the confidence brimming from their side. They're looking for the mid lane inhibitor. SOD connecting. Siggy Boom's taking out low, and here comes the rest of the cavalry looking for him. They get one. Now Apex 47's next on the chopper block. He gets the second as well. He goes for the Ogi shadow kill, but Siggy Boom flickers out. Cura, no Tempest of Blades. As KW catches Siggy Boom, they take him down as well. And I think this is a little more than they could chew. Seems like Turkey just overcommitted, went a little too aggressive, but they want to go again. They get 1 and 2, but I love with the Spear of Misery gets a shutdown and wipes out Turkey.
Man, this Moscow got 2 double Spear of Misery stuns, 2 double stuns. Had to really want them in the fight. They got Kacha also going to shut down Siggy Boom was the right choice in my opinion as well. I mean, what can you do, hey? They were too confident, they went in the base, he popped that ultimate. What can you do as a link? You cannot escape anymore, right? You lose your opportunity to fight and to escape. You cannot get your blade back, you cannot get your Finch poise back. What can you do? I mean, that I think was the wrong choice, but I think they're a bit too confident, they're a bit too cocky. They wanted to give them a chance, maybe, let's say.
Yeah, man, I feel like they wanted to give them a chance, but hey, it's a best of 3. Call it 2 games and just relax yourselves after, because seems like they definitely will have a lot more to do. But hey, speaking of a lot more, Zaman Force dropped down to take out Apex 47. He's not able to use the AOG to get out. KW gets taken down, and now one after another. Seems like Belarus are able to find, you know, slight glimmers of hope, reducing that 10k goal lead now to about 5k.
I mean, they're going for tanks for tanks. I mean, I think that's a pretty equal trade. But even so, I think they got a shutdown on Gatkacha and on the Ling as well in the last teamfight. So I think that's going to help the Moscow get a little bit more farm going on. So he's 4-3, he's level 13, but still, he can dish out a lot of damage. The second one on gold earn. I mean, hey. And damage dealt is the third behind Siggy Boom only.
Yeah, I know, right? It's not looking good for Turkey, especially if iLove is able to get a little more kills. He's able to get that space that he needs, because this entire time, Cura has been trying to get on top of Apathy's death. And yes, he's not having a good game, but iLove was just there farming up an AOG, looking to catch 2, but nobody home. But at the same time, he goes Apex 47's go down and out, and now they're looking for a little bit more. Will they find it? Abyssal Arrow connects, but Lunar as well as Rosa there to provide the protection to Siggy Boom. And now seems like somehow Belarus are clawing and fighting their way back into the game.
Even if they're winning these fights, they still have 0 map control compared to Team Turkey. Turkey has all their turrets still up compared to Team Belarus, who still have their only inhibitor turrets.
Oh, yeah,
blue fight going on.
Yeah, and you can see they take him down. Oh, as soon as he connected, he got down Siggy Boom. Now with the Tempest of Blades going up, he gets another. He's looking for the third. This is the opening that they were looking for. Belarus is down and out, but there's the Wind of Nature saving it from Lunar as well. They find the fourth. That's a triple kill in the hands of iLove. And now Apex 47 is the only one left standing. What can a lonely boxer do at this point? They got a Moskov who has been online 7, 3, and 6 on top of a triple kill. The Turkish Giants are feeling the pain coming out from Belarus right now in game number 1.
I mean, hey, this is what happens when you play with your food, as they say. Even so, the Moscow, as I said, late game hero, they didn't punish me off. They only punished the Hayabusa. I mean, hey, you won the early game, but on the late game, the Moscow gets too much. He has that Wind of Nature, he used it to counter the Hilda. Not much you can do there. I mean, compared to Team Turkey, they have more of a late game with that Gatotkacha. In the Serena as well, you can maybe shut down that Harit, but I think that's about it. Not much you can do. The Link has a Purified. I mean, Hilda, Baksha, too tanky for this, right? Gatotkacha can always escape compared to those two. Even with a sprint, not much you can do. What do you think, Kronos? About this Fovio skill, it doesn't fit in right. It doesn't have that, you know, that oomph. It doesn't have that power behind him compared to the Hilda. The Hilda can go, is a good chaser. But I think they only picked the Fovius as a first pick just, you know, try to get Team Turkey to get their picks down a bit. Fear of Destruction getting missed. Oh!
The 1v1s, man, between the assassins are down and out. They'd lose Apathy's death, but he's not been the main target. It's going to be I Love. Rosa actually goes forward, has the beacon, doesn't want to use it just yet, and gets it right now. As you can see, I Love is trying to buy some time, and he goes for the Spear of Mystery. Here comes the Rat from Lunar. He still goes down, however. He's able to kite out every now and then, but here comes Cura, looking to go from the Finch Poise as well. Spear of Mystery connects AOG to make sure he finds the time, but nobody's able to catch I Love entirely. He has been left unchecked, and he is making sure the pain is felt coming through those spears one after another. And so far, Zakota, feels like Turkey, you're right, they've been playing with their food, and Belarus do not want that disrespect.
I mean, in that last team fight, we've seen the Jukshin going for a team fight with a beacon. That's because Ling in the top lane, he had the minion. There was a chance for him to go for a backdoor. But even so, I think the tower used the ability to kill it. Hey, no, everything can happen. Maybe the tower is going to survive on 1 HP, you're going to tank for him. But even so, I don't think the Link still has that potential to tank. He has Clown Shoes on, he has that 10% cooldown for the more fights. But isn't so.
Oh, I'm not really sure, man. Flasher has not been the main target the entire time. Yes, he's taken out, but every time there's a fight, my eyes goes on top of I Love, because if he is there, if he is alive, then there's something that's good news for them, right? Because this Moskov has been the lonely target, and you can see right now they're trying to get on top of him, and they know he's going to be the main one as well. Oh, finally, Apex 47 comes through, but he's able to get out of harm's way. He has a flicker as well to save himself. I wish I could see his build right now, man. I'm telling you, Zakota, that guy has sold his boots. He's going for the Wind of Nature, Winter Crown, Immortality play as the Lord is up, and Turkey look like they want to take that for themselves.
In that team fight, Apex 47 about to fall down at the hands of the Moscow I Love. I think he loves Apex more, man.
Yeah, he gets taken down though, even after the revitalize thanks to the Ogi Shadow Kill. AOG committed as well. KV in the back line, trying to buy enough time as they take down Rosa, but the beacon as well as the Lantern Flare is a little too much for them to deal with. KV, Immortality spot, but there's the SOD, connects, and now they go on top of it with the Quad Shadow. Tempest Blades comes out as well. Cura, but I Love with the Wind of Nature. He's able to survive, flickers forward, but Immortality bought by Cura as well at the right time. Winter Crown plays as they're looking for the next target. Lunar is there, and now one after another, they fall down, and finally, they get the big shutdown on towards I Love as Madara is marching down the mid lane, and now Turkey are looking to end it all. Apathy cannot defend. The Ogi Shadow Kill, he takes out Rosa, gets a double, but Cura shuts him down. What can a Selena do with Siggy Boom dropping down the Zaman Force as Belarus get wiped out, and Turkey take game number 1.
Man, that Link just swapped his item like that, just instantly. He went for the triple swap, Immortality, Winter Crown, and Rose Gold Meteor survived a lot. Lunar backed him up perfectly in that team fight scenario. And the winner of match number 1 is Turkey, but hey, keep in mind, 2 more rounds to go. There could be a chance for Team Belarus to make a comeback. They maybe underestimated Belarus a bit too much. Hey, they had the lower advantage, they had that fight, but even so, if I Love got a really good Spear of Destruction there, punished a bit better, they could have gotten ended.
Man, I'm telling you, they were playing with their food, all right, one after another. It wasn't looking good for Belarus at a certain point, but after I Love got his items, oh my god, it was looking disastrous. It was looking a little dire for Turkey, but again, they had the goal lead the entire time. They were the ones dictating the pace of the game. Yes, Belarus gave us moments of hope, glimmers. They were looking at the light at the end of the tunnel. But hey, against the Turkish delights, against the M Series contenders, against the ones that are going to the MSC later on, I don't know, man. It's not a position that you want to be in. And if I'm being honest, Dakota, we might see Moscow just being banned out of the next game.
I mean, I was saying that Moscow is going to be really dangerous for the Link. I mean, you can shut him down pretty easily with the spear, the stun lock. Everything is really good for him. That should have been better here for the side of Belarus, though. Keeping in mind that Phobius wasn't that useful the entire game. He was there just for Apex, just to shut him down, I think. That was his job, right? To stop the engage from happening. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, he did his job pretty badly, no?
Yeah, if you ask me, kind of. Yeah, Yeah, I know, man. That's I was just admiring it at that point. Love has just been going ham with that Moskov, and every single time he's been the target. You can see here as well. He after a while, he just comes in with the SOD, just takes them down one after another. Wind of Nature gets popped here as well just to survive because Lunar came on top of him. He could see it coming a mile away. Gets the win. He actually quick buyed that Wind of Nature by selling an item just to make sure he could survive. So hey, if you ask me, yes, Turkey are giants, but facing them, a hungry Belarus squad ready to make a name for themselves, right? They might not have the accolades, but they've got nothing to lose. That fire in them, and in Mlbb, oh my god, that is dangerous.
Imagine next year what they're gonna do, how strong they're going to be. But even so, I think the Moscow overstepped a little bit in the last team fight with that flicker. He chased a bit too deep, he had no support. But man, I really liked that positioning from Moscow. All the game, beside that one last team fight, he was playing extremely well. He was trading well with the Harvard. He was trading well on that Fear of Destruction. He was always trying to go for the farm. He was not engaging as much as I would like, but he couldn't, right? He couldn't, nothing he could do. Busa was behind, he had no map security. Maybe if they had a Luoi on the mid lane, it would have been a bit better. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hey, Selena didn't hit that many arrows, just a few important ones on the bot tower defense.
I mean, telling you, man.
Game number one. Maybe they didn't warm up properly.
I agree. I think it was just a warm-up game as well for Turkey. Maybe they didn't warm up, but Belarus, man, they're hungry. They got that fire inside them. They have nothing to lose. They want to prove themselves on the world stage. And when you're going against giants like Turkey, someone who's been there before, who's done it all, I mean, isn't that like the best moment for you to make a name for yourselves? Because think about it. Some of these players like Love, hey, that was his moment. He just had to take it. Just wasn't able to get, like you said, he was trying to make his name. He just went a little too aggressive in the last fight, and I think that came down to the pressure that he was under, right? Because the rest of his team was just not able to support him in terms of taking them down low, because entirely the damage was coming out from him. So at that point, he just needed that extra bit of support, but just didn't find it.
I mean, the pacing wasn't there. They didn't pace at this. I mean, how he liked, right? He had no one to support him, was going a bit too far. Yeah, we have that in the back, guys. We've been winning these fights in the middle and all the time. We've been trading correctly. We even got that Lord advantage and got 4 turrets down in one Lord rush. I mean, that's impressive, eh? Ling defending the top lane, nothing much they could have done there. I mean, if Turkey made the wrong decision to fight with a Lord advantage, I mean, that would have been GG, I think.
Yeah, I think it is GG, but it's only game number 1, Zakota. Don't forget. There are two more games to come, right? There are possible 2 more games to come if Belarus wins the next one. And if you ask me, I think Turkey are they going to respect Banda Moscow? I don't think so, right? I don't think they're too big of a team to think that the Moscow could be a problem, but maybe just to cover their bases, they probably might.
Maybe they just need to focus the goal in a little bit more, show a bit of respect. They thought maybe, hey, CG Bomb got this in the bag. But even so, game 2 about to begin very soon. So I'm excited. I said, hey, the dark horses could be here.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, like you said, game 2 will begin soon indeed, but don't go anywhere. We're coming back to you after a short break. Stay glued to your seats. well, welcome back, everyone. You are watching, of course, the Iesf Europe qualifiers for Mobile Legends Bang Bang. My name is Chronos, joining alongside me, Zakota, as we are bringing you the action for the game number 2 of match number 1. Of course, it is Turkey versus Belarus. And hey, if you ask me, that game wasn't just a statement. It wasn't just a game, it was a statement match, with the fact that Belarus wanted to find a way to make themselves or make a name for themselves, right, Dakota?
I agree with Terminate. They're like thinking, we got this, guys. We just need to lock in. As I said, from that mid game, they had a bit more team fight potential, but even so, the Phobius was the biggest. Draft mistake, I would say. If they picked a mid laner to begin, I think that would have been a bit better. Hide your power cards to the late draft picks. Hey, Phobius was there. Maybe you're scared. Maybe you have a bit of stage fright. Still, this can be really easily changed. You just draft a bit, depending on your enemy. The XP really matters right now. Many people think, hey, they're gonna build tank, they're gonna be just a second tank, but no. They're gonna be peeling for the marksman, peeling for the jungler, helping to defend against invades. We see the Baksha heal the combo with the Ling. That's permanent invades, right? If there was a fan, demolishing.
We're lucky we didn't get to see it because it was banned out, if you ask me. Like, you're right, it's an absolutely barbaric lineup in terms of a full dive, and there was just no way for them to actually find a middle ground in terms of bridging their early game to the mid game. Yes, you had that Selena, but if the Selena's not able to do anything, what can a Selena do to a Boxia, to a Hilda, and a Link that just climbs up on top of walls, man? Yes, you need that, but the support just wasn't there because they had the Gato in the early game, or the Phobius on the other side, and a Harriet you got to look after as well. A Hayabusa needs a little bit of space. Boxia just rolled in, and the rest of Belarus was just hating.
The Selena, maybe they picked it for the vision, right? For the vision traps. That could have been a big decider in their draft, but even so, they didn't have that big early damage. They have nothing for the early. They were separated on that lady. They had the obvious level 4 to turtle fight, right? We get it. But they had nothing to help kickstart Hayabusa's snowball.
It just wasn't there. You're right. There was no way to kickstart it, and there was no support being provided. All comes down to the entire, the 5 lineup, the combo of the draft, right? Just making sure that every single lane was balanced out. There was no help coming in from each other. Yes, there was, for Belarus, they had the idea in terms of, hey, where do we get the early game? Where's the mid game? Where's the late game? But there was no bridge for them to get to that point. For the other side, for Turkey, however, they knew what had to be done. Yes, they had a similar kind of lineup with the front to back, looking for the early, mid, and late. They had the early coming in from Lunar. It just came down to the fact that they were a little more aggressive, and in terms of execution, they knew what they had to do. But for Belarus, it just happened to be that Turkey's execution was their downfall.
Turkey had a lot of team-fight heroes. 3 of them, honestly. 4 with Harriet. You have the Baksha front lining, or the Zhuxin slowing them down with Turtles Posians. There's so many possibilities in the team comp. Lunar just chasing down inside the turret. He's so tanky. Just goes in a bush, gets a big shield, heals up properly on lane. Doesn't need to recall, doesn't need to go anywhere. He can just rotate around the map, be a happy little camper. But that's different compared. The Phobius cannot heal as much as the Hilda, right? In instant fights. Hilda can go in a bush, pop in, get a quick shield, and then go out, fight again, right? Phobius has to go back. Even so, we are getting ready to go into game draft number 2.
Well, game number 2 it is for the first match of the day. You got Belarus this time taking on the blue side again. Turkey taking on the red one more time. And you're going to see similar bands come out. Yes, there is the Matilda. You're going to see the Kalea. And at the same time, the Chip. I think the Fanny is going to come out from the side of Belarus as well. Kimmy's got to go over here. And then maybe the Badang just for safe measure. Just because of the fact that they might just want to pick the box up for themselves again.
Even so, Badang is a nuisance to assassin heroes. I'll ban him straight away if it was me, honestly. But that Moscow really showed us, hey, Belarus can maybe get a big game changer ultimate, just teleport on us, maybe go for a split push, a base push. I don't think it's still worth a ban. It's worth a respect ban, but not worth a full ban. Maybe a late pick ban.
Maybe, maybe, right? It could be a late pick ban indeed. I think it's gonna be the third ban. It's not gonna be something that's not gonna be let through. I agree. It's gonna be a problem if you're gonna play the assassins, and looking at the way the Belarus likes to play, seems like they might want to go for the assassins themselves. Um, but what was surprising to me is the fact that we didn't see a Joy come out of the previous game, right? I think that's because of the Hayabusa that was picked up by Belarus early as well.
But even so, if they picked a Joy for Turkey, they had too much magic damage. They had the Harif, they had the Jukshin. Who else could have killed the enemies, right? They go full magic defense. That's it. Nothing much you can do. We're gonna be seeing that nuisance for Badan getting banned out, and we're gonna have a mystery ban Chronos. Who do you think it is?
Yeah, I think they just missed out on a ban, man. I just really think they missed out on a ban. Otherwise, it's because otherwise the Kimmy would not have been banned on the blue side because the Kimmy is usually a red side ban. So that means the Fanny's left open.
Gosh,
Ah,
seeing this obvious pick again as a first pick, man.
I mean, Fulvia's first pick, yes, it kind of makes sense. Yeah, you're right. Look at
Oof.
that,
There's
Fanny.
the
Yeah,
funny.
not it's Zakota. Dare we say, is
It's
it over?
Jover.
Is it? It's over.
Jover.
It's over. Let's just move on, folks. We don't have to see it. ISF production team, call it. The game is over. Turkey win it. It's okay. Belarus go packing. But hey,
We're
let's see how
kidding.
the
We're
rest.
kidding. We're kidding.
Let's see how the
I
rest of
mean,
the draft goes.
they could go for a
Oh,
show for Team Belarus. That's gonna be it.
it's over.
The Harif is Jover.
It,
We're
it's
kidding, of
over,
course.
man.
But
The Granger's got to go right here.
the Granger, I mean, I'd say the Moscow has to go more for the funny because you can
I
push her
agree.
back. I mean, you can survive. I think
And
that's
I
the
love played.
biggest downfall of Team Turkey.
And I love played a
Maybe,
fantastic Moskov as well. So
yeah, fantastic. Really good showmanship as well. They had a bit of respect for Team Belarus at the end. You saw it, right? In the gameplay, and Zhukshin, Gazotkacha. I mean, just the Selena not there. I mean, it's a clone draft, right? We have the Heart as well on Sigebam. We have Kewe Kewe and Coco on their previous picks. Why
yeah,
are we
you know
gonna see a
what?
Baksha again?
Yeah, I would have preferred if Belarus went for the Hayabusa again, just because of the fact that the Hayabusa kind of counters the Fanny and also the Harriet at the same time. So yes, Apathy didn't have a great game, man, but you got to trust your gut. You got to know that Fanny. I mean, the Fanny gets countered by the Hayabusa, and you got to go for the Hayabusa indeed. So I'm not really liking this so far from Belarus. Although yes, it's workable. And to answer your question, Zakota, yes, I think the Baxi is gonna come through. Oh wait, they would go for the
Oh,
glue.
Blue. Okay. You know what? That would have been really good for Team Belarus? A Frederin and a Masha. Masha XP, Frederin Jang. I mean, that would have been the perfect thing for the funny. You have that taunt and knock up on Frederin. You have a lot of damage coming from Masha, so you have someone for Sigibum, someone to answer for.
I don't
But
know, man.
it is Yukshin Frederin combo, you're gonna be permanently standing if you're caught, right? Got that catch as well, that taunt really annoying. You have that avatar of the guy, you can go out of any team fight, you can escape fun if needed be. But still, you have nothing really for the funny. You have a lot of no KBS, but still, like, the funny can just run away. But what are you gonna do? How are you gonna chase her? You have no chase. On the opposite team, you have a lot of movement. You have the Haruto movement with the Xenon Sword. You pop that down, you can run away across the whole map. The glue as well, you can just go with the second skill, you can disappear. I mean, come on now. It's gonna. Oh, the Eve? Eve getting banned out? And there's the Moscow. I mean, respectfully. But I don't think the Eve was gonna be really good here, man. I mean, what could work? A Vexana maybe here. For that
Lu
big
Yi,
damage.
man. Look at I that's what
Louis.
I said. That's what we both agreed on, right? The Hayabusa as is a great counter to the Harith as well as the Fanny, and then the Moskov is a great counter to both the heroes as well, which should have been picked up in the first phase, and now it's being banned out. So now really Belarus are looking for scraps, and if you ask me, they're probably going to go for a Fredrin in the jungle. But then again, that's why the glue was picked up early, so that the Fredrin can get countered if he's coming through later on. And the Lu Yi that I sought out earlier gets banned out as well for from the side of Belarus for Turkey. So that means yes, the draft is going in a certain way. I just want to see how Belarus round up their draft and what Turkey is going to answer back with now.
I'm thinking Belarus is either going to go for maybe a Lucas in the jungle or a Suyu. We're going to see the Baksha going in again. It's very good against the Gatot Kacha ceiling. I mean, their Vitalize is going to get diminished 25%. Even so, they need a Lucas. They need someone to really lock down on that funny. I mean, Suyu is good. You can stop her with your first skill. With the Lucas, again, first skill ultimate as well. You have that immunity for the backshaft, for the glue. You can just escape if needed be. But on the Golem, I mean, the 1-1? No, 1-1 wouldn't work versus a Harif. What could be the best trade here?
I
Maybe
don't
a
know,
Ruby.
man.
No, the Ruby, they wouldn't have damage, right? I mean, it's a
It's
weird
not.
draft. Picking up the XP is really dangerous, right? I mean, limit yourself.
It's not looking good for Belarus because I told you Fredrin is what they're probably gonna go for, but the glue that just becomes a
Just
problem
diminish
for
him.
that Fredrin.
Exactly.
Yeah, it just becomes a problem for that Fredrin, and at the same time, this Granger is what they needed to pick up apart from the Moskov. So that's like the second best answer. It feels like Belarus are going with B tier in this particular case and point. Especially in this draft, not like Granger's a bad pick, not like Jushin's a bad pick, not like Fovius, Fredrin, or Gatotkacha are bad picks, but in this given situation, in this given scenario, they are. And look at that, they get themselves the Farsa. Yeah,
And, I
it's
mean,
not looking good for Turkey, man.
you can already guess what's going to happen in the game. They're going to be locking down on Granger. Fan is going to invade Fredrin because of his clear speed. Baksha is going to join as well. Glue as well if it's on the top side. This is already a slaughter. I mean, Granger has nothing to push back the Fanny or to push back the Baksha. He just has that dash and that flicker. But I don't think it's going to be enough. I mean,
It
hey,
definitely isn't, man. It definitely isn't. This Fanny is just who's gonna stop this Fanny? Like there's no CC, it's just the Fredrin. That early game is looking the same way that it did in game number 1. Yes, Fredrin's gonna have a better early game, but like, bro, what's Fredrin gonna do until he reaches level 4? To be honest, he doesn't have the taunt till he gets level 4. So what is Belarus gonna do before that? Because hey, Cura is gonna hit that level 2 power spike. That steel cable is gonna come through, shing shing, and just get out. Like it's gonna be like we're watching Attack on Titan all of a sudden.
even so, the Fredrin, I think he won't be able to, counter the Fanny's invade. He's too squishy early game. He has 2.8 thousand HP, I believe. Rosa, first blood already. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, almost with the first blood. Finally, Flasher is able to utilize this Jushin to the max, making sure he's zoned out, but he can see the farm speed coming out, man, from this Fanny with the help of a Baksha. Yeah, I think Fredrin just hit his level 2 at this point. Now looking to get that level 3. But look at Cura. It's less than a minute. He's level 4, and now he's going to get first blood on towards Flasher with a cutthroat coming through as well. Woo, that was wicked fast.
First blood already went to Team Turkey. Iesf got punished early game by the Fanny.
Yeah,
I think
first
you
blood.
missed that for us.
Oh my god, it did actually. I
think
just
Rangers was out of positioning.
Yeah, I love just got taken down so early. Cura just went out of the bot side and got that kill quite easily as well. And now with Apex 47, he's getting taunted. Yes, but he has to revitalize and he's super tanky. It's not looking good. But here, oh my god, that beautiful cable work, man, from Cura. This is why they're one of the professional teams.
If he would be an electrician, I would hire him perfectly. Look at those cables, man. What can you do here, eh? Fredrin already used a lot of his, the surprise attack, right? What can you do into a Baksha? He already used the Revitalize still, but couldn't even kill 1 versus 3. Fan is going to be taking a blue buff. Fredrin is going to focus at third. He's going to melt it down. But I think they're going to go for an invade from the Fredrin's blue buff. What do you think, Kronos?
Yeah, I think they definitely are trying to go for it. Well, they're not. They actually get themselves a turtle, which is going to be Belarus. But here, Apex 47 comes through. But oh my god, nice taunt, and Lunar come through as well. There drops on the Appraiser's Wrath. But the grab, they get on top of Apathy. But at the same time, finally, Cura comes into the fray. They get 1 kill. He gets himself a double. And now looking for the triple. That's going to be Apathy. But the knockup is there as Lunar is able to pick it up for himself. And he's going to be the sacrifice. No, he doesn't. He gets the split and he's able to make it out.
As I said, the Fan is going to try to go for a blue invade, but even so, Kewe is going to try to deny that. Flasher is going to try to help. Rosa, really smart play. This is the difference between a pro player and casual players, man.
He was just good position, able to drop that feathered airstrike. but gave the space for Cura to just go in, get out. He stole the buff as well. And now again, we're back to, it feels like deja vu for Belarus.
I would agree, but even so, the Granger is winning the lane. That turtle advantage really held him. Even if he died in the early, I don't think that matters, right? The Fanny got the kill, not Harry. Apex.
Oh, wait, he gets caught out. AOG comes through as well, but there's the Feather Airstrike. The steel cable's coming through. They finally take down KW, and now looking for the next, as Coconoid is looking to go down, and yes, he does. Meanwhile, Siggy Boom came into the fray, picking up one, and that's a mega kill in their hands as well, making a double for Cura. And this is why you do not leave the Fanny open, especially in a meta where it's assassin heavy.
We've seen that the electrician at work got that kill under a tier 3 turret, but even so, he was below 1/3 of his HP. Nothing you can do. I love got punished in that fight a bit as well. He lost. Hey, no, he didn't lose his tier actually. Hold on. Look at the split pushing on the top lane, right? The gold shield going towards Fanny. Bit more of an advantage again.
Yeah, I feel like this split, this gold shield going to the pockets of Cura, and right now they take it on the turret as well, but at the same time you can see the fight breaks out. Zaman forces drop down, Apathy's in the thick of it. He will be going down soon enough with the grab wrap coming on top of him. Coconoid with the Infernal Pursuit gets on top of Rosa with the wings by wings, able to fly out. Cura gets his hands on the turtle, but the beautiful positioning coming through with a Feather Airstrike. He actually flickers back. And oh my goodness, Isla was in point blank range of Rosa, and he just gets taken out in the blink of an eye. And that was a highlight moment indeed.
That was a really clean flicker back by Rosa. Even so, Cura is just going for permanent invades. Right now he has a 3-level advantage. Feather is going to get punished. Never mind.
Yeah, you can see they come in with a Feathered Airstrike. Again, taking out that purple, but Apathy is able to pick it up for himself. Rosa, man, that position, absolutely beautiful. I don't even know what to say at this point, Dakota. It was just absolutely beautiful.
I'm out of words as well. The Fanny is just really clean, right? I mean, there's a good Fanny, not much you can do. They have nothing to block it down like a Cho, as I said. Cho is really good still. Maybe a Grok worked as well to block her from going away.
Yeah.
Oh, I love poor guy.
Yeah, man, it's not looking good for him this game. They understand that he's been the problem in game number 1, so let's just focus him down in game number 2. And naturally, a Harriet's a counter to the Granger. Oh,
even so, poor guy. Even with a direct counter to Fanny, Coconoid barely survived.
Yeah, man, it's not looking good for them. They have no way to stop this Fanny as he drops down Zaman Force. AOG comes through from KW as well. And you can see Rosa with a Feather Airstrike, but Apex 47 just making sure that Havoc is wreaked upon the land of Dawn, and KW gets taken out quite easily.
Man, the repositioning coming from the split of Lunar is really good. I don't know if you noticed it, but he just took out Katsukacha from under his turret. Just pushing him towards Siggybound, giving him food, feeding him perfectly. Rosa, just a lot of damage from that Feather Airstrike, a lot of math presence as well from the Bakshi. I mean, what can you do? Fanny coming in.
Goes in as well, but at the same time, you can see Feathered Airstrike drops down, and with the steel cables, man, Cura's looking absolutely monstrous, just going in and out. I wish I could play Fanny like that. Definitely cannot, if you ask me, as they take him down in the blink of an eye. Like, Infernal Pursuit, yes, like the name says, he's going to follow you to the end of the earth, but, hey, with that steel cables, Cura just pulled him away from the team fight, completely isolated him.
Not much you can do. I don't know if you saw that, but the Phobius, his passive really screwed him up a bit. Just the Fanny going back towards his team, you know, pulled the Fredrin along. I mean, the Phobius. That's a really bad pick. Still, as a first pick, maybe it's a personal pick, maybe it's a comfort pick.
You know what's personal? Personal was definitely Cura versus I Love. He just went straight on for him. It's 0-4-0 with his KDA, and right now Apex 47 still survived. Gets out with the Unity, and now look at them. Yes, here comes the... Oh, no, man. Not like this. Not like this. A near perfect game coming in from Turkey. They've lost only 1 kill, and that 1 kill was Apex 47, which was slightly a bit aggressive. That's it.
And even so, I don't know if you noticed, but Apex wanted to go in under turret for 1 HP. I mean, that's a stun still, yes, but not worth giving the enemies, maybe giving them a lead as well. Again, the Granger is 0-4-0 punished a lot, unlike last game. KW facing Rosa.
Yeah, don't think it's a good option, but here comes Zaman. Force looking, they're it's a sandwich, man. They just put peanut butter, they put jelly, they call it a sandwich, and now Turkey are just eating it one after another, with Cura getting all the bites as he gets 1-2, and mega kill in the hands of Rosa. It's not looking good if you are Belarus. And look at that, he went for the Tsunada I love, tried to get a kill on towards Rosa, but with the wings by wings, able to get out.
I don't know if you noticed, but this Lunar is really, really good on the glue. The split. It's really strong. I mean, he pulled him out from his tier 1. Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me, man, Glue himself is a broken hero, but if you give it in the hands of a player like Lunar, it's going to be tough. But oh my goodness, they find the opening. They take down Apex 47 once more, but at what cost? They lose Coconoid as well as KW. And now without the Lord even, they're able to get more. Rosa finds himself the double. Sigiboom wants to find more. Flasher's the only one left standing. He uses the beacon to get out of harm's way. And Lunar is tanking up so much with that split, even from the base crystal. And now on towards I Love they go. And I guess they definitely love that Granger, taking him down as they get the bot side inhibitor as well. AOG to cancel out the feather airstrike by KW. He's not going to stand up for long as Rosa's able to make it out of harm's way with the flicker. And now with the help of Sigiboom, they should be able to get that kill. And Belarus, yes, they have 2 kills, but look at what they've given up. They've given up so much more, and everything's fallen apart for them. Turkey right now look like they want to dominate, as the Lord is going to be in their hands at the same time.
Meanwhile, while this is happening, the Baksha was doing solo Lord. I found that really amusing. He was just there hitting the Lord, doing a bit of the jungler's job. I mean, hey, you don't want to do it, I'll take it. Sigibam really supporting back there a bit. They don't even care about the lane pressures anymore. The fan is not even clearing the top, is not even going for the minions. They're just so far ahead. It's a 6 level difference between the junglers. Come on, it's a slaughter out here.
14k, man. Somebody probably went to the butcher shop because they ordered a, they ordered 5 from Belarus, because looking so far, it's looking like a kebab, bro. They skewered them really nice. The early game was just a bit of marination, and then they skewered them up, and now they're looking to grill them and fill their bellies, because with a 15k goal lead, seems like Apex 47, Lunar, Rosa, Sigiboom, and Cura want to end this once and for all with the Lord Madara walking in. As you can see, they burst him down. I Love's the first one to fall, but the steel cable's coming through. Sigiboom picks himself a double, and now they lose a triple, and they get it legendary. Flasher's the only one left standing, but what can he do as a lone warrior stands tall, and the rest of Turkey will take this game in a dominating fashion.
That was a crushing defeat, if I dare say so. They had no room to breathe, not 1 second. Perma invade, perma ganks, perma lane pressure, but even so, this is the end of the best of 3 winners being Turkey. But don't go yet, there's still 1 more game, and I think 30 minutes, Kronos, if I'm not mistaken.
Nah, man, I didn't even look at the timer, to be honest. It's just so one-sided. There was no possible way for them to come back. Like, execution-wise, so clean, Zakota. And it goes to show why they're such a powerhouse, right? They're titans of this game, and not just titans. They've been there before. They have a star-studded lineup stacked with veterans. They're decorated players who've been in the trenches of pro play and international scrims for such a long time. And hey, they're not just favorites, they're like the standard out here in Europe especially. And now every team is, every country, every player is trying to reach that level, and you can see why they're the standard as well.
What I think set up the snowball for Cura was the kill on Iesf in the early game. In the first minute of the game, Iesf fell down at the hands of the Funny, giving him a bit of an advantage. Look at that Phobius chasing down that Funny. Not much you can do in the situation, right? You have no damage. I think this is the mistake draft of Belarus again. They went with the Phobius. They know it's a good pick, it's a stable pick, but look at the glue. was just getting people out of the position. I mean, what can you say, right? Things happen, mistakes happen. Maybe they're a bit, paranoid of what's going to happen. They're trying to outthink the enemies. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, it's night, so tomorrow is another day for Team Belarus.
Hey, not just tomorrow. They have another match later on today. With a crushing defeat like this, hey, man, all they got to do is get some water, get some food in your belly, and just forget about match number 1 because you went against a powerhouse team. It's all right. Shake it off. Listen to some music and just move on for the next match because the way that they've been playing, oh, my goodness, it was a slaughter, man. Somebody ordered some sort of meat coming through from Belarus. Turkey just served it up right in front of their plates.
I think the frozen was the biggest mistake of Team Belarus. If they had something they could fall back on, even the Phobos is more of a mistake, right, Kronos? Maybe if they pick the Jawhead here, right? Someone to go for the Far, someone to go for the Fanny, someone to go for the Harif. They have no backline reach, right? No backline reach whatsoever.
There's not just the Jawhead, man. Like, we spoke about the fact that they go for a Hayabusa. They could have gone for the Moskov. During the draft itself, they just chose not to. It just felt like this just felt like the game was over in the draft itself, right? Once your game is over in the draft, hey, execution-wise, it's looking dire. If you're a team that has to climb a mountain, which is right in front of them, and Turkey definitely that mountain, as there was no possible way for Belarus to make it out of this game. Yes, in game number 1, they had a slight bit of a chance, but game number 2, sheesh, I don't know, man. It definitely wasn't looking good for them.
This was really crushing for Belarus. 0 tower damage coming in from them. 0. Come on, I mean, you have to rethink a bit of your strategy. You have to rethink how you draft. And the ATM Ziggy Bomb, 10,000 gold. I think the most gold in the game. I mean, that was really interesting, right? But you know what I'm hyped up for? The next game, Kronos. What about you?
Definitely. I'm definitely hyped up about the next game. But, hey, congratulations for Turkey to win that game. And, of course, well played Belarus. Game number 1. Game number 2, yes, it was one-sided. All you got to do is shake it off and move on to the next game, man. And if you ask me, after that, a little rocky start for Turkey. But seems like they found their footing. They're back to their best selves. They're back to showing us what they're capable of. They're back to being the favorites to take it all. And yes, about the next game, excited. Portugal, Czech Republic.
It's gonna be really interesting. I didn't see a lot of their players, honestly, but I'm really hyped to see what's going to happen. Maybe you're gonna see a different draft, right? A different, organism, a different, something different about it, right? A hero we're gonna only see from this team, especially, right? Maybe the Phobius is a specialty of Belarus. Who knows? Turkey, they have the Fanny, the Gushans. I mean, the mid laners, man, the Novarias in there. Come on, you have to give them props, right, Kronos?
You definitely have to give them props for the way they played, Zakota, and I think looking back at the first series, right, that we saw, I think you spoke about how Lunar was an absolute monster on the glue, and hey, that could be a slight hint for teams, for different coaches, and of course everyone watching globally, because we know this team is going to be there at any given point whenever the right time is there, especially in the global stage with a lot of the MSCs and the M series around the corner. They're definitely going to eye out their play style right now, and with Lunar playing this glue to this level of execution, definitely says that glue is in the meta, folks.
But even so, this showed us that every team has a chance. Maybe Belarus could have done a different draft, a different play, and turned the game around, right? They saw how heavy invading they were. I mean, what can you do, right? There's the difference in skill as well, of course, but they had the chance in game number 1, and that gives maybe hope for the next game they have today. What team they will be playing against, right? Do you remember, Kronos? I know it's...
I think it's Croatia, right? It's going to be Turkey versus Croatia, if I'm not wrong, later on.
Turkey versus Croatia, and I mean, it's really interesting thing about, right? The results, I think, are going to be open on this stream as well. We're going to see what happened in the other games, the ranks, the scores. But we're going to be seeing Czech Republic versus Portugal. Sui. You know? Get it out of your
Sui.
system, chat.
Exactly. Sui.
Come on now. Come on now.
Honestly,
Maybe we're going to see the
honestly.
next Ronaldo of this game, you know? The next GOAT.
Yeah, you never know how it's going to go down because it's going to be Portugal versus Czech Republic next game, ladies and gentlemen. But before that, we're going to be back after a break. Zakota and Kronos here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after a break for the next series. See you soon.
Remember, get your snacks, get your drinks, and get ready for the game tonight, I think.
Welcome back, everyone. You are watching the Iesf Europe qualifiers for Mobile Legends Bang Bang. As we are here to bring you the second match of the day after an entertaining match number 1, where Turkey just absolutely demolished, wiped the floor with Belarus. But here for the second one, it might not be the same. But what is the same? Of course, your casters, myself, Kronos, alongside me, my trusty partners, Dakota.
Hello, Kronos. And as you say, yeah, we're heading into series number 2 of the day, which is going to be Czechia versus Portugal, I believe.
Yeah, it is Czech Republic versus Portugal indeed. And I think two dark horses taking the stage here, Portugal and Czech Republic. This is the battle of the unknowns, teams that haven't made headlines yet, but are more than capable of shaking up the bracket.
As we've seen with Team Belarus, maybe there's a dark horse among us, you know. It's going to be a bit of a surprise to see what these teams will draft, how these teams will play, their micro, their macro. Of course, their positioning is going to be the most important thing, and their mental during the game.
Yeah, I agree, especially their play styles as well, because some teams are known for the high risk, high reward kind of play style, aggressiveness, while the other teams can always be a little bit more disciplined, a lot more structure when it comes to their play style, rather than just fighting it out, opting for a macro calculated style of Mlbb. But here, of course, we're looking at the lineups, bringing in the Czech Republic lineup. It's going to be, I don't know,
Shin, Logical, and Dominic for Team Czech Republic.
I'm not gonna lie, the font got me a little thrown off. I thought that was BYI and then J. I was like, it's a U,
J?
right? Because I was kind of confused. Yeah, exactly. I got a little confused by the font there. But of course, BYI, Quinel, Shin, Logical, and Dominic, like Dakota mentioned. I feel like they definitely want to take the stage by storm. And let's see who makes it out, as their opponents are going to be, of course, Portugal, Afrodi, Soka, Fushi, Kazuya, as well as Kohi.
I don't know a lot of these people besides Afrodi and Kohi. I've played versus them a few times, so I can say they could bring down the heat on Team Czech Republic.
I'll be honest, man. I don't really know. We're gonna find out. To be honest, I like the name Ruben Torres. That's his real name. Of course, Fushi is his IGN. Ruben Torres remind me of a couple of football players, right? Those sound like very familiar names that come in from Portugal. Of course, these are the national teams, and you are watching day 1 of the Iesf Europe regional qualifiers of 2025, ladies and gentlemen. And the first match already down and out, Turkey versus Belarus. Is gonna be the second one of the day. Czech Republic versus Portugal. As we saw, the Czech Republic lineups a little earlier, and now you're looking at the Portuguese lineup, and the lineup, of course, in the caster desk, myself, Kronos, and alongside me, Dakota. And while we're at it, I just wanted to say that, hey, you could give us a big follow on our socials as well, and G_Kronos for me, and at Zakota Mlbb for Zakota. But Zakota, I know you spoke about, you know, the styles and not knowing these players, not knowing these teams, but hey, that just leaves an open playing field, doesn't it?
I think that's what makes ISCF exciting. You never know what's going to happen or how it's going to happen. There is a few teams that, you know, are going to be good, but there's going to be among them some dark horses. But man, I'm really looking forward to the draft from Team Portugal, because they play a lot of YSS in that region, you know? A lot of these uncommon assassins, like this marksman type. I like a lot. I don't know about you.
Comfort picks. That's what it comes down to, right? We spoke about it earlier during the day about the meta and stuff like that. But I think it just comes down to comfort picks. And looking at comfort picks, I feel like you mentioned, the Iesf and Shins, a little bit of marksmans, maybe like the Bruno in the goal lane coming up as well. It definitely is more of a comfort style while also trying to fit it in the meta. It's just a matter of time to see how they will round it up and make it, you know, hit that sweet spot.
I get what you're saying, right? But I want to see something unique, right? Each country has their unique pick. As you've seen with the agility heroes from Team Turkey, right? The assassins, the high burst, really playmaking heroes, right? Montage heroes, I would like to call them. For Team, I think Belarus, it was Fovius, right? And that's like one of their picks. They got Kacha and the Fovius in a lot in 2 games. I mean, you can't say a lot about the country, right? About the players. only seen 2 games, and that's really good.
Yeah, I think that I won't even really say that Phoveus is like a comfort pick of theirs. It's just Phoveus just fit in that draft. I think they didn't want to let it go in the hands of Lunar. Also, at the same time, knowing he's a great Phoveus player, so maybe that.
I mean, hey, it depends. We never know. Maybe we're going to see them tomorrow, or maybe in the finals. And I would like to see what they're going to be cooking with a draft there, man.
Yeah, I agree. And the way it's been, like, it is just a different level when it comes to the style of play that Turkey definitely brought in compared to the rest. But for now, we're focusing on the next match again: Czech Republic versus Portugal. Portugal, a little bit of insight from Zakota, like you mentioned. You know that what did you call it? A comfort pick, the Eastern Shin in the jungle. I want to see Eastern Shin in the jungle, if you ask me.
It's a really interesting hero with the new revamp as well. The Mountain Shocker is going to be a bit more dangerous, you know. That stun and that area damage is going to help him clear lords faster, clear objectives faster, maybe push turrets, like just deny them like the map control, right? I mean, that's what the Farsa is just for. But YSS, you can do almost the same thing, you know, but it's not as potent as the Farsa.
Yeah, I agree. The cooldowns, you know, it's not as it's not like I prefer the older YSS ultimate just because it provides damage while you are you know, providing vision as well at the same time, and then changing up the passive. I'll be honest, I like the old Eastern Shin. What do you like? You like the new one?
I like the new one more. The old one was like, hey, if you time it correctly, I know some players who do this. They time it so perfectly that they steal the buffs from the other teams, right? They just know when to do it, like by heart. But the new one, you can't do that. You can't steal a turtle. You can't secure a kill if they're raw HP and they're recalling. You can't deny them recalling, which is a big thing for YSS. Like old YSS, you could fight more. You know, you could always help your team backdoor or fight longer, you know, deny them the recall, make the enemies out of position a bit more, you know, catch them off guard. And you always had your Warwick's charge after your ultimate, so that's a bit, you know, different as well now.
Yeah, I think that the play style is slightly more different, right? Now he's more of an assassin rather than he was kind of like a marksman previously, just because of the fact that you can double dash. If I'm not wrong, you use the ultimate and then you dash with you send that boat out, and then all of a sudden you go with the dash as well. So like a kind of like a double dash, right? With damage being done along with the stun as well. So it's a different style of play, but I'm not really sure if they would pull it out because we're just speculating over here. If you ask me, there's still the Phoveus that has to be dealt with. There's still the Gatokacha. There's still the Hylos. There's still the Matildas that we haven't seen yet. There's the Boxia, the Jawheads. These are all the global meta picks that come to the picture, and the glue as well that we saw earlier today. So maybe something on a similar lines, or you think it's still gonna be like super niche with that Eastern Shin coming out?
I mean, it depends on the enemy's draft mostly. That's why SS is a big killer here, right? You have to get him a perfect bomb, you know, for him to flow perfectly with his boat. But even so, let's not forget, Fredrin is still in the meta, he's still strong. Masha is going a bit to the top, we've seen it a bit in different regions. But talking about the draft, you know, been speculating a lot, but we're going to see it starting to happen. What do you think of the bans?
It's all right, man. Like the Lu Yi, the Fanny, the Kimmy, the Matilda taken out. Nothing really crazy if you ask me so far. But of course, change can always be brought in. That Phoveus has gone down and out. I'm looking at the Joys, the Hayabusas. They're still left open. The Boxia still left open. Gatotkacha, Hylos. Hey, Harrod, Granger. Like it's an open field.
I mean, it's an open field, but even so, I mean, I always say, hey, this meta is so limited. But it's been a bit more, you know, daring. I mean, you can like dare to pick a new hero. Like the Baksha on Rome, you never did it, right? Always picked him on jungle, maybe on XP it's a little flex. But you never seen him on Rome like the last couple metas. You know, it's unique hero. It's really like cool and really fun to play. But we're gonna see the Kalea getting picked out by Soka, the Hayabusa getting banned out by Team Czech Republic. This denies them the assassins, right? The Kalea can just pick them up, throw them at the ground. Lucas getting picked out. They need to ban out the supports for him. Hey. Maybe I got a Gacha for Team Czech Republic. I mean, get it out of the picture already. You know, flex at Lucas maybe into jungle or the XP lane. Gatotkacha also you can flex into the experience, so I think it's a pretty niche pick. compared to the Kalea.
Oh, the Jushin was left open, so Jushin's been picked up. The Kalea, yes, the Lucas is a little more flexible compared to the Kalea, I agree. But hey, look at that straight counter. Yeah, I see the smile on your face, Dakota. I see that smile on your face, and you're not wrong when it comes to that Valentina being picked up, right? Because Valentina definitely gonna be problems for that Lucas.
Man, the Valentina could go on to Experience versus the Lucas. This reminds me of like a game I had a couple days ago. Exact same like draft start. But there goes the backshot like a lot. And you know, it's really interesting. I mean, Baxia, you denied them a support pick. I mean, it's gonna deny the Lucas a lot. The Kalea, you know, you have to force it right now either into the Rome or the XP, but I don't think on XP it goes that well because you can force the Valentina on XP. Man. For Team Portugal, I mean, the YSS can still be there, you know, for Team Portugal. It's gonna be really nice to see it.
This guy just wants to see the YSS pop-up chat. So, I mean, I agree as well. I want to see the YSS come through. I like the Lucas being picked up, but again, the Valentina counters it straight away. The Bakshi has a great pick as well, just to counter, again, that extra bit of heal that comes into the picture. And then we have the Iritel that's left open, so picks it up, don't want to let it go. A lot of mobility in play. You're gonna pop in the Purify, and I think the Purify is the bane of the existence for the Kalea, so it works out well so far. The Kalea has been neutralized, the threat of the Kalea is neutralized, but then again, it comes down to what's gonna be in the jungle, right? Because I think that's gonna be super crucial, and if you're gonna put this Lucas in the jungle, then it's not looking good for Czech Republic.
You need someone to go for the backline. They have nothing. They have front lines with Lucas, but they have nothing for the backline. And Czech Republic, Dominic picking the Iritel denied them the Granger pick. You know, it's like an auto draft ban. Same with the support pick because of the backshot. The Valentina can be flexed, as I said, but they still, both of the team lack backline, but Czech Republic lacks it more. So the chip goes away. I mean, you know, denying them another backline diver. What I'd like to see would be maybe a Joy. Actually, a Joy would be really good here for Team Czech Republic. But,
yeah, I think a Joy would be great. You don't have a lot of CC holding them down. Yes, the Kalea is there, but maybe a Joy would just... Joy is just so good in the meta right now, so I don't see why it's not good here. Pop that Florin as well on the other side. You can pop the Lucas Florin combo, and then you give the options to the Valentina. You want to take the Beacon, you want to take the Bloom, or you want to take that Unleash the Beast. So I think that's still a good way to play it out. The Florin, or maybe even the Angela at that point, right?
But even so, in Portugal locked themselves in a draft because I don't think they can put another an XP laner. I mean, they have to force an XP laner and put the box in a jungle. There's nothing they can do with that draft. Because the Kalea won't be good into a Lucas, right? Because Lucas has so many CC immunities. Same with Juxin and the Purify. I mean, that's why you can just escape it instantly. But the Joy would work for Team Czech Republic only. I don't know what would be good for Team Portugal. I mean, Baksha in the jungle, fit an XP laner. I mean, Gato Kacha would be nice. To go for the Iritel to get that, you know, heavy crossbow damage upon himself. They banned it, they didn't pick it. It's a peculiar draft.
Nah, but I think here it's being set up for the Joy as well if you're Czech Republic, because
Yuzhong.
But I heard Joy. I heard make some noise for yours truly. That's what I heard. But hey, I think they got the Yuzhong is what they locked in, as we see. But
what if they picked both of them, Kronos? Let's not be, you know.
It would work out because now you're wait. They didn't pick both.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Wait, no. Their last pick, Czech Republic is lost. You're right.
Yeah. It's got to be the Joy, right? It's got to be the Joy because they set it up no Badang. They banned out the Badang. They banned out the Hayabusa. They banned out the Moskov as well. So I feel like definitely going to be the Joy over there. But on the other side, Xborg, another hero that's received a slight bit of a buff in the most recent patch. And I think it definitely could creep its way back into the meta if it gets too tanky. But with the Beatrix in the gold lane as well. This is, again, a lot of comfort picks coming in from Portugal, right?
I mean, I agree. I think the Xborg, as I said, is going to be on the explain just to counter the Lucas. But, I mean, the Joy, we heard the Joy, right? You think it's the Joy? I think it's the Yuzhong, 50-50 chance. Florin. Hold on now. This.
I told you it's gotta be the. I told you it's gonna be the Florin because they have the Lucas. The Florin Lucas combo is so easy. I just thought maybe an Angela would slightly be better, but the Florin, the Bloom, it just no anti-heal works for about 3 seconds, right? So I think that's the best way to deal with it. And also now you're putting that question to the Valentina, like, hey, do you want the Florin ult? Do you want the Yuzhong's ultimate? You want the Unleash the Beast? What are you looking for? You got a plethora of options to choose from. And hey, sometimes it just might be too much for the Valentina to take.
I mean, I agree with you. That's why the best counter for Valentina is to overwhelm her with ultimates, you know, like make her doubt her choices. Hey, maybe Lucas would have been better here instead of Florin. Maybe Yuzhong would have been better here to dive under the turret, you know, escape maybe. But even so, I don't like the draft of Team Portugal. It's peculiar.
Yeah, well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends of all ages, we're getting ready to go to the land of dawn indeed, as we see Portugal versus Czech Republic, and we received a confirmation that's not a Yuzhong, neither is it a Joy. I forgot, it is a CC in the EXP lane. That's who says it, you know? Like, she's a performer, so performance delight, so she says that, you know, yours truly, that's the CC that's in the EXP lane. And right now, it's looking like Czech Republic will have to play passive early on. And maybe around the 8th minute mark, look to bounce back, right?
I mean, I would have liked the Yuzhong here a bit more, you know, just because he's a cool hero and we didn't see him in a long time in the pro scene. But even so, the Lucas is going for early gank in the bot lane. He doesn't have his Unleash the Beast. He has the Killing Spree emblem. There are 3 Purifies for Team Czech Republic and a lot of Flickers on the left side. 4 of them. Man, I mean, no Purifies, no respect for the CC. Come on now. Baksha rotating bot lane, trying to give a bit of vision for the Beatrix. I mean, it's a slow game, right? A slow pace. CC's punishing the Xborg a bit more because of that unmissable first kill. Lucas got his level 4 already. It's an even game, right? They're basically doppelganger picks on each side. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 2 supports, 2 mages, 2 marksmen, 2 annoying heroes, and, you know, 2 tank junglers, let's say it, right? Lucas is more of a tank than a fight.
Yeah, I agree, but in a similar fashion, like the drafts are looking like a mirror draft. The style, at least, what they're looking at right now. And hey, they popped that frog armor just before the turtle, so that's some good news for Czech Republic.
You know what would have been better here, I think, instead of a CC, Paquito, man. That would have been really cool to see a Paquito going into the Beatrix and Xborg.
Yeah, but you know what else is cool is that Ninetale Beast unleashing their own, but at the same time, Fushi unleashes his Ninetale Beast and taking down Logical. That definitely was the Valentina pick coming through, and now they take away Shin as well. Not looking good so far if you are a Czech Republic fan, as that's a double in the hands of Fushi.
I mean, Logical wasn't logically thinking that scenario. He was just too deep into the jungle, and they just gave Valentina her power spike. I mean, what can you do, right? Didn't have a level 4 on God Femboy, but there's not much you can do in that scenario, right? I mean, you're at a disadvantage. Kalea doesn't need a level 4 to be good. Come on now. It's a knock-up. It's a free knock-up, right? And a free grab.
Yeah, at this point, yes, it is. But who are you going to grab, to be honest? You have 3 Purifiers coming through. You have Logical that can kind of, you know, immune his way out of it. And also Shin, he has a Vengeance. I mean, he's going to be the only target that he's looking to take down. And at the same time, I feel like so far, yes, Portugal have the lead. But Czech Republic are waiting for the 8-minute power spike, man.
8 minutes can go for both teams. I mean, look at Toby. He has so much short damage. He can counter Lucas as well. But even so, Soka...
Oh, unleashing the beast, and right now he goes for that tsunami slam with a title strike. Nobody home as the Purifiers are popped, and they're immuning it as well. Well, Fushi just saying that, hey, I got the same skin that you do, Naruto. All I gotta do is click a button.
I mean, that's the best counter to Lucas, right? Just make him use his Unleash the Beast, make him use his energy. That's scored up. I mean, the Valentina doesn't need to gain it, right? That's the best part of the Valentina right here. But even so, I think it would have been better off with...
Oh no, Logical taken out so low, he goes for the Flash Insanity as well, popped already, and he gets taken down thanks to Soka, and now Shin is next on the chopper block. Fushi doing so much damage, Shockwave Blast misses, but Nuno able to pick up that kill quite easy. The next one's going to be Got Femboy, able to get out of harm's way.
He escapes at the expense of his Purify, but even so, this is a complete slaughter for the team of Czech Republic. I mean, they're getting demolished, right? Not much you can say, but Dominic hasn't gone unpunished. He's still thriving, he's still pushing the Bellatrix back, he's winning that lane. I think that's the next step for Team Portugal. Hey, they didn't pick the YSS, at least they picked the Bellatrix. I mean, come on now. That's an off-meta pick.
It is an off-meta pick indeed. I mean, not necessarily completely off-meta. It still works. Oh, but they go for the title strike. Tsunami Slam coming down as well. Onto where got Femboy afterwards, using the Mlbb as well just to survive, and not gonna help out as the damage was just a little too overwhelming.
That's why you don't go too many Purify, because the information of Kalea, it's really, you know, it's crazy. You have to burn them out for the Valentina, but even so, Dominic is gonna get unpunished. No, he gets punished finally. Fushi killing spree 3-0. He has that fighter build on the mage. Really strong right now. But still on the top lane, Shin, I mean, what can he do, right? There's no split with potential for Team Czech Republic.
There is no possible way for them to actually make it out. They need to excel in the brawls if they're ever coming through with the win. They need to win an all-out brawl. They need to win these neutral objectives. And speaking of a brawl, they're trying to get Cole on the bot side, Kohi, but here comes Shield Unity from Nuno as well. No minion is there, already cleared out. Shin might be taken down, goes for the Performance Delight, and here with the flash combo, Logical pushing him back, but Nuno is able to survive long enough for the rest of the cavalry to follow. Soka gets the double knock-up with the title strike, but Fushi trying to go, but doesn't get the right ultimate, and finally taking out Logical. Soka's on a killing spree, and that's a tank, mind you, 3-0-3 on a Kalea.
I think that was a really bad play from Fushi. He grabbed the ultimate of Sissy, that, you know, curtain cut. Not much you can do with it, right? You can deny them the escapabilities, but I think try to grab the Lucas. Either the Lucas or the Hope Lander looking better there. It's a mistake, right? Mistakes happen, you know, you panic. Didn't want your team to do so, you just grab whatever came first. But the mid lane tower is about to fall down at the hand of Bennett. In the bot lane also, they lost the turret. Beatrix is just farming her way, you know, happy little farmer. Logical is doing his best to try to get by towards Nuno in his XP level gains. Isn't a big difference, right? 4,000 gold. I mean, you can get that in one team. One proper team fight, one proper turtle, and you're fine. You're set for life.
Oh yeah, unleashing the beast, but at the same time he goes for the Tsunami Slam. Logical might be taken out by the flash and flash combo. He pushed him back just enough, and now with the rest of that last Insanity following through, there's a lot of damage. Dominic's there with a heavy crossbow. Here comes Bennett's Rage as they're looking to take down the turtle. Bui pushing them back. But again, there is no damage present. If Logical is taken out, there's no way for Czech Republic to win an all-out brawl as they get their hands on the turtle. And now Portugal looks like they want to go for the onslaught. Dominic able to survive. Renner's apathy misses as they take away Nuno, and with the last Insanity, Shin to follow as well.
I mean, this is why the Lucas is such a scary pick on the jungle. It would have been better on XP on this specific matchup. Honestly, a Joy would have completely demolished Team Portugal. But hey, we can talk about what should have happened, but right now we have to see what will happen. After this trying to push as many lanes as he can, he pushed the bot lane almost fully. Even so, Lucas...
Oh, he unleashes the beast, but at the same time, Fushi unleashes his own flash combo already used, and you can see the damage is insane as Portugal are able to clean up Logical, not making sure he cannot play this game, and Soka coming through as well, as Shin is able to survive thanks to the Yo-Yo Blitz, but here the next to follow should be through. But with the Bennett's Rage, they're looking to take him down one after another, and a flimsy and flaky Florin is definitely not able to survive that.
Valentina has so much gold compared to Novaria, and the Beatrix has, I think, 3,000 ahead of the Irrital. I mean, that's a massive difference, right?
Yeah,
not much you can do. Shin is the only frontliner they have. Logical is just going to get punished as much as he can. not much, right? There's not much you can do. You don't have anyone to go for the backline. They're protecting the Beatrix too much, and the Valentina just doesn't care. As we know, her magic gets transformed to attack power, and that really helps when you have Lucas's ultimate.
Oh, wait, speaking of ultimate, there's a Tsunami Slam on top of Shin. He's trying to survive, but the damage from Aphrodite is way too much, man. This Beatrix is farmed up and ready to strike level 12 compared to Dominic's level 10, but all hell breaks loose. Here comes the title strike. They're looking at Logical. There's the flash combo, but walks straight into a Bennett's Rage, and now Fushi unleashes the beast of his own as they're looking to take down Bui. They're diving under the turret as well. Aphrodite has Renner out, doesn't want to use the apathy yet, and I think so far, Zakota, Portugal have been dominating this game.
They have been dominating, but even with the Bloom, I don't know if you noticed that Lucas still basically full HP, and in just 1 second he was already back to where he started. Not much you can do, right? You have nothing to burst down the backline, which is the most important combo in Portugal. The Irritel was, I think, a good pick, however it was a bit too early, right? Maybe a Mosk, maybe a Granger would have been better, maybe a Magical like Nathan. He was recently built and could be doing super well versus Beatrix, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, yes, but also like Irtel's just such a safe pick in the current meta, right? So much mobility is there, so much movement can be provided, and it's not like it's a bad pick. I think the execution at this point just didn't work out just because of the fact that Logical got completely countered with that Valentina, and now they're looking to go for the back line. Soka's already there. Logical trying to buy some time as well, and with the Bloom being used up, this is clear. Go signal coming through for the side of Portugal, and now looking to take them down one after another, and with Nuno taken down as well. Nuno leading the charge. They used the last Insanity. Flicker's already popped. Dominic looking to get taken down slowly, and yes, he is. They look to take down 1 and 2, and they get 3 as well. And now looking to end it all as the tier 2 in the mid lane is going to be next on the chopping block. And now slowly they're looking to take away the inhibitor on the top side. Fushi standing tall with Soka, Aphrodite, as well as Gohi. Here comes Logical, but will he be able to buy enough time? No, he does not, as the rest of Portugal are looking to take down the base crystal, but there are no minions present.
This Valentina pick has been the game changer for Team Portugal. She just has so much damage, so much survivability, and so many CC immunities, and I mean, the dashes of Valentina as well. You can just use Lucas's first kill, his ultimate, run away, you know, get out of there. What can you do? How can you catch him, right? But even so, even the Xbox is doing really well here against that team comp. They have a solid team comp, right? But that's just going to go straight to Florence's Bloom. Come on. What can you do, right? It's just... I mean, you're just waiting for fate to end things, right? Baxia, proper engager, doing his job properly. As well, the Kalea just picking up Shin as many times as they can. Even with the Vengeance, you can't do anything, right?
Yeah, man, it's not looking good. It's not looking good if you are Czech Republic at this point, because just to the fact that Logical's not had a great game, and they're forcing out the Unleash the Beast a lot earlier with a concealed play now on towards Shin. He has no Purify. He was the perfect target as well for Soka, and this is why some of these heroes are so good in this current meta, and it just fits in so well. Even if he popped his Vengeance, right, or if he had Purify, I think he would still died. 4 people on him, nothing you can do about it. Baxia though. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. Bui, I don't know what he was thinking being in that position. Got taken out quite easily, but look at Logical though. His position is just completely irrelevant at this point because they're going straight for the base crystal. No, they don't. He's just hiding there, waiting, buying time. And I think the rest of Czech Republic will have to follow with him coming through. But hey, Baxia trying to spot him out, and now he has to unleash the beast. And I don't think he's in a great spot. Goes for the flash step flash combo. Bench race not used, but you can see Renner's apathy just taking him out. Not even that, just a normal basic attack.
It does a lot of damage. But even so, I think that Lucas was in a really bad position. He wouldn't have gotten away with it either way. They knew he was hiding, but they didn't know where. Master hide and seek champions over here from Team Portugal. He's building 2 damage items. He has the War Axe, he has the Hunter Strike. His next item should be maybe Twin's Wings. Even so, there's nothing you can do, right? He's 1, 9, 2, It's already on a loose streak. He's been getting farmed, his jungle stolen. Couldn't even split push the side minions. I mean, hey, what can he do, right? This is game number 1 still. There's 2 more games where he can prove himself.
Oh man, if they're gonna get a chance to prove themselves at all, because it feels like they might be running and gunning for the next game as well. Here comes Banish Rage, actually missed it thanks to the Tsunami Slam. Shin is able to survive. That wasn't the wombo combo they were expecting, but Bloom being used as well just to make the heal come back up. And now Dominic trying to survive, trying to kite with the rest of the damage, but Fushi, this mage is just completely going berserk with the winter crown popped as well, able to survive, but finally gets shut down as Dominic has the damage. But look at the damage coming in from Aphrodite. They focused too much on the mid laner. They left the goal lane wide open. Now a double kill, looking to get the triple, but no, they want the base crystal straight up.
Man, Aphrodite got such a nice quick scope in. Just change his guns, boom, snipe, instantly kill Link 1. I think it was Lucas actually. Lucas has been really unlucky this entire game. Just getting punished left and right. That big hitbox just giving Batrix a free sniper shot, putting him down. And the winner of match number 1 is going to be Portugal. Game number 2, maybe we're going to see a different side of Czech Republic. Maybe they're going to get, ready. They're going to get turned on. They're going to get their fire burning, And it's going to be a really nice thing. But even so, logical. Just going a bit too deep compared to the team of Portugal. They are just playing together, they are playing compact, right? Splitting apart is not good for the Lucas. He can go in, but he cannot go out, and that's the big problem with him. That's why he needs that flooring. He doesn't have that much sustainability, he doesn't have much healing. So, it's a bit of an issue with him. Flooring not being able to heal enough, Shin not having too many stun, he has one. Dominic not being able to hit his power spike, and Shin having no one to peel for her, right? That's the biggest issue. That's the issues with supports. And honestly, I've been deciding during the game, maybe they need a solid frontliner, maybe they need something to help negating the damage, to spread it out a bit. So, it's nice to see that they're trying something different with the Iritel and the CC, but still it was not enough to do anything towards Team Portugal. Even so, Kronos, are you excited for game number 2?
Yeah, man, if you ask me, I'm definitely excited for game number 2 indeed, because the
Look at the damage of Valentina. Oh my god. 73,000 damage. Basically a full build. One item off actually. You gotta give props. He was playing extremely well. He was tanking, he was doing the front line's job. The Beatrix as well doing her job properly, just going back and forth, pushing mid lane, bot lane, top lane. Being everywhere on the map, and that's really good for Marksman. Be unpredictable. And the items are natural, but the Lucas should have built something. He built the Brute Force, right? Something to help him sustain, get out of CCs a bit easier. But I think the Queen Wings have made him a bit more tanky, him a bit more resilience. Getting back that skill 1 with the passive off said Queen Wings. I mean, hey, you live and you learn. I mean, honestly, it's really nice to see Soka playing this Kalea. He was just going in and out perfectly, getting the right targets picked up. And looking at the stats, gold obtained is basically equal per minute. Damage taken is more from the side of Team Portugal. I mean, that's to be expected. The backshot, the Valentina just being there, especially the Kalea. And the objectives all going towards Team Portugal. You cannot challenge them, right? You have no one to front for you as a Lucas. That's really bad. That's why the CC is a bit crazy.
Yeah, and the Lucas, man, you're right. The Lucas just didn't have a great game. And I can't really find anything else to say apart from the fact that just Lucas just did not work here.
They have no front for him. They had no one to be in front of him. He was the front and he was the damage carry in those situations. The Irritel couldn't get there on time. She was too slow. The Purify making her a bit, risky. You have to take your path. You have to tread it lightly. You have to think about it. The bushes are dangerous with the Kaleo on the enemy team. But even so, I mean, you needed something instead of a CC, right? Even the Zhong would have worked greater. Something to go for the backline. As I said, they had nothing to kill the Beatrix or the Valentina to go and punish them.
The Florin was good. The Lucas was good. The CC, I think, I agree with you. Before the game started, a Yuzhang would have been slightly better, right? Yuzhang would have just been better. But like in a perfect world only. In a perfect world only, right?
But even so, we've been talking a lot, trying to think of situations that will happen. But we're going to be heading on a short little break, giving the teams a little chance to cool off, to think about strategies. Make sure to grab some food, grab some popcorn, maybe grab some chips, some nice, sodas, whatever you guys want, something cool for this summer heat. And we're going to be right back.
Welcome back, everyone. You are watching the Iesf regional qualifiers for Europe for Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Of course, I'm your caster Kronos, alongside me, Zakota, to bring you the action. And you're watching the second match of the day, Portugal versus Czech Republic. Game number 1 in the hands of Portugal. Game number 2, Zakota, looking like the same story?
I'm going to say Portugal. I don't know about you, Kronos. What are you going to vote for?
Hey man, it's looking like it's going to be the same story. They're probably going to run it back with the way that they not just got ahead in terms of draft, but also followed through with the execution.
Honestly, they played pretty flawless besides some minor mistakes that can happen to everyone, right? I mean, hey, it's only natural to make a mistake. We are all humans. Even so, the draft difference was a big thing, right? Like, you have to take into consideration the comforts, how you're going to play your draft, right? Team Portugal played it perfectly. Team Czech Republic, on the other hand, not so much. You know, it's a 50-50 scenario for both teams. If you have good players, good draft, it could go both ways, you know? We've seen it in game, in series number 1, first game, Belarus versus Turkey, you know? That could have gone for Team Belarus. If Team Turkey didn't take them seriously at the end, hey, we might have seen different outcomes.
Hey, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Just didn't happen, did it?
Exactly. I mean, hey, it's a morale boost for either teams. Winning is really good. Losing is gonna take your morality down. You know, you're gonna feel a bit down yourself. Never do that, right? Always try to play at your best level. That's really bad mental, and that's the best and the worst thing about being a pro player in any game. Your mentality. That's what defines you as a player, honestly. If you have a good mentality, you can think straight. You don't fall under pressure, right? You don't break.
I agree. I think it definitely comes down to the mentality. Of course, it's about how you can keep moving forward at that point. Like, even after taking a hit. I know I'm quoting things from a movie, but it just goes to show how important the mentality, how important mental strength is. That's why a lot of teams are having mental coaches these days as well. And I think one of the teams that is a fan favorite, the French team that are going to be playing probably tomorrow, they have a mental coach for themselves, Dakota. If you've not heard about it, they've been preparing themselves mentally also. Yes, that's coming through, and I think they're taking it seriously. Just a matter of time till other nations start pulling up and putting some more investment through for their national teams, and hey, they might just be a powerhouse just like how Turkey is at the moment.
I mean, I agree with you completely. A coach for a mental, I've never heard of it since today, but it's a pretty good idea, right? Someone you can talk to about your problems, what you're like having difficulties with. That's gonna really help anyone trying to be someone in the world of esports, especially trying to go representing your country. You need support, right? You need someone to back you. That's the best thing that can happen. You know, maybe people in the chat from like these countries, type your country, hype the people from your country up in the chat. You know, tell them, hey, you guys are doing good, you guys are playing well. Even if they lose, doesn't matter. That's gonna boost their morale for tomorrow. They have another chance to succeed. Hey, it's never easy to be good at the game. So if these people won their qualifiers for their country separately, you know, that's a big step up, right? They're the best of the best that the country can produce. You know, it's nice to think about.
It definitely is, if you ask me. It definitely is. It gives them some sort of hope. It gives them some sort of advantage. That definitely gives them a more morale boost at the end of the day, right? That's what's the most important thing. And speaking of morale boost, I feel like Czech Republic definitely needs one.
I think all teams need one, even if they're winning. Just telling them, hey, you guys are doing a good job, you guys are playing well, you know, that's going to help them with their mental, you know, people appreciate us what we are doing, we're trying to win for our country, you know, that's a big step up for the community itself.
Definitely is a big step up for the community itself, because it needs that platform to go to the next level. And I think that's what's missing the entire time for European players, and Iesf bringing that opportunity to take it to that national and international stage as well at one point. So hey, you have pride for a nation, show it. You got the opportunity, Iesf's providing it. You're there, you got the stage, you have everything that needs to make a great player. Of course, not everyone starts out equally in that front, but the opportunity presents itself, so you got to grab it by both hands.
I mean, some people have better opportunities, some don't, but take advantage of whichever one you have. hey, you have a good opportunity, you have these coaches, take advantage. You don't have a coach, you're going to this event, take advantage, learn as much as you want and as much as you can. Losing, don't see it as a bad thing. You're gonna learn from your mistakes, right? Maybe a draft mistake, you're gonna learn. We're not gonna pick that again. Maybe with a draft mistake, you did something good. You learn from it, right, Kronos?
Definitely, they have to. I think because it's not just one game that they play, right? They have a lot more coming through later on. At least they have 2 games back to back in the same day. So, and you have a 3rd chance as well in the same series since it's the best of 3. So it's something they have to learn, and if not now, there's always opportunities in the future as well. So they definitely have to understand how to fix their draft, how the meta works, try and learn more, research a little bit more. And hey, practice makes perfect, but you can never have too much practice.
But what we cast are trying to say, take advantage of any opportunities you can to learn something. Maybe, hey, listen to us. We're not the best players, but we know something about the game that most people don't see. The micro, the macro, the rotations, we take a liking that. That's why we chose to be casters of this game, because we enjoy it, love it. But some people like us, we don't want to, you know, how can we say it, Kronos? We don't want to take away the spotlight from the actual players, the talent behind us. We're just saying what they're doing. They are actually doing what we're thinking of.
Exactly. I mean, they're calling the shots, so we can see it happen before it even happens, right? With the fact that there's a lot more with the way that they're playing, the style, the picks that are there, we can predict how it could be going through. But also, it just comes down to how important it is for teams, for players to understand, to take themselves to that spot. They need to find the right opportunity, to find the right tactics. They need to find the right rotations. It's something that we see, like Zakota said, but the teams, they are playing it, they're practicing it, and that, although yes, they're talents at the same time, but hey, we're just providing the soundtrack for the game that they're playing.
We're basically something you listen to so you don't get bored. But even so, I think we're going to be heading shortly into game number 2 of Portugal versus Czech Republic. And I'm excited. I don't know about you, Kronos.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. I want to see what they have, what's coming through next, and it's going to be important for teams to try and take it to the, especially Czech Republic, to try and find their footing. And I think still Czech Republic want to choose the red side of the draft for themselves. And with the bans coming through so far, Zakota, you liking it? You're not?
I mean, I like the respect ban coming from Czech Republic with the Kalea. Hayabusa, Fanny, Loi getting banned out. I don't know a lot about the jungler of Team Czech Republic. So, you know, it's nice to see this different draft, right? Not picking the same heroes twice. Sometimes that's a mistake. Maybe you're proficient on, let's say, Cho. You know how to land your kicks. You know how to, you know, target the right enemies. But you want to play Kalea. It's basically the same hero, but not really. Cho, you can maybe not get immune by a Purify. You can, if you tap it fast enough, you can actually get the kick going. But even so, they're going to go with a Baksha again. And we know how flexible that hero, right? We saw Nuno Oni playing extremely well. He was doing pretty good rotations. The Joy we're talking about. I'd be looking forward to maybe something that can take down the Baksha for the future. Maybe a Moscow. Or maybe, a Nathan would be really nice. And they will have too much magic. Maybe a Moscow is the best choice. Chip. Okay. Chip. Good off tank, can rotate a lot. And you can maybe flex me into the XP if you're brave enough.
Nah, now you're taking it too far. You're taking it too far when you say you could put Chip in the EXP. But I think with the new passive, the new adjustment that is made with the Y walk definitely is good. Oh my god, they go for the Baksha as well as the Fredrin. That's a tanky lineup right there. And I think it works well just because of the fact that the Fredrin has the taunt that kind of counters the entire shortcut play, right? And also the Joy. So it's working out well with this Moskov being picked up. There's a plethora of options for them to choose from, but these 3 picks have rounded out the draft kind of so well, at least for the first phase, which forces out the carry on the other side. That's literally, they forced the carry. And I think in the laning phase, Moskov still has a better chance.
I mean, it all depends on what happens in the first few minutes of the game. If maybe, let's say, Moscow gets ganked, yes, Moscow will win, but if carry gets ganked, it's, you know, it all could happen. everything is decided by percentage of this game. Like, there's a percent that the mid will go top, there's a percent that the mid will go bot to get that level 4 advantage, you know, maybe swap it out a bit. But even so, I think Team Portugal pick their junglers out a bit too fast. I mean, you can flex the further into the XP lane, but that's, you know, still risky. You're gonna lose your jungle potential. But the farm is getting banned out. That means they want the glue for Team Czech Republic. So it'd be wise for Team Portugal to ban it out. Maybe they got a touch as well. Exborg though, hold on. Chronos.
Nah, I mean, I like the Xborg, man. I like the Xborg being banned out because provides true damage, right? You need to kind of stop that for the Fredrin to kind of thrive, which is important. The Florin being taken away, the Faramis being taken away just to prevent an extra bit of sustain that could come through on the other side. Because it's looking like that at this point. And I think they might have to... Oh, the Valier's a good shout as well for Portugal. Just to make sure Fredrin and Boxy can just walk straight into the carry, walk straight onto the Chip and the Joy and whoever the mid lane is going to be. And I feel like they probably are forcing out a Lunox, but although it's not the greatest pick. Vexana does great here, if you ask me. You have a lot of potential to provide a little bit of disarray. But also, is it the best pick, though?
Nash, I think they're gonna pick the glue out right now. The glue that got to catch because they still lack a front line. They have a backline initiator, but they have none really take the damage, you know, to absorb it. Compared to Team Portugal, they have the budget, they have the Fredrin. The Mosto can also kind of absorb some damage. Well, he's healing with, you know, the Trinity build. So it's nice to see. Even so, I really want this to go to a game number 3. We're seeing the Aurora chip combo. We're seeing the carry a lot of damage. What do you think, Kunos?
The Aurora is something that I was thinking about, but I don't think Aurora is something I would prefer just because you're lacking so much more you know, burst potential in terms of the mid lane presence. At least you're not able to clear the lanes much faster. But I feel like Aurora definitely fits the bill because you have Joy to compensate for the rest of the magic damage, and also Chip with the combo of the shortcut. Man, like, all Aurora's got to do is walk through and boom, that Frigid Glacier could be a complete different game changer. Ooh, Selena's nice.
Yuzhong!
Looking
You're getting
good,
excited about the wrong thing. Look at Yuzhong. But Aurora out there just to freeze the turret is also good. Giving Chip a bit more survivability. Terizla. Okay, I like this. I really like this game. Tank draft meta over here. Kronos, what do you think?
Man, the Terizla. I've seen this Terizla trying to be pulled out in MPL PH as well, right? But I don't know if the Terizla works here. Just because of how annoying the Fredrin can be. They're looking to play. It's very clear Czech Republic want to play for the Wombo combo, right? It's very clear they want to play for the Wombo combo. But Portugal on the other side, they're trying to play for pick-off angles. They're also playing for split push. They're playing for team fights. They're also playing to dive into the back line. So they have a lot of outs. But Czech Republic, just pure team fight. Yes, you have the split push capability with the Joy, with the Chip, but hey, they excel in these team fights. And if they lose out on a couple of them, yeah, it could be over for Czech Republic.
I think Czech Republic has the advantage that Teresa being able to set up into the Yuzhong, Fredrin, and Moscow. Maybe Selena, but Selena can just dash her, right? Same with Moscow. But they're too tanky for my liking for Team Portugal. Too tanky. Not a lot of damage coming from the Fredrin. You can get invaded pretty easily if you're not level 4. Just starting out on a blue buff rotation, going towards the top lane, Fredrin doing the same, but on their mirror, going to the XP.
Yeah, man, the way it's looking right now, it's all right. I think the Yuzhong and the Terizla's definitely gonna have a better time or 1v1 in this EXP lane so far. But it all comes down to the mid lane trio, right? It comes down to the mid lane trio for Czech Republic. If Chip, along with this Aurora, are able to thrive and survive the early game and the early game onslaught that Fushi brings in with the Selena, yeah, you can see that he looks like that Selena looks smooth. It's looking doubtful for Czech Republic. Yeah, it's looking doubtful for Czech Republic.
And Joy is in the top lane trying to go an early gank on Aphrodite. I mean, let's see. Dominic is getting punished heavily, but same for Aphrodite taking the lizard. Even so, on the bot lane, Sheen falls down. First blood going towards the Brethren. Oh god,
Oh
Femboy,
my god.
no.
Femboy is gonna be the next target, but you can see, oh, they get the electrifying beats as well at the right time, and Aphrodite goes down and out, so they trade 1 for 2. So Portugal right now still have some sort of an advantage, but Fushi here might get caught out, and seems like Logical's gonna pick that up for himself, and yes, he does finally make it an even Steven on the board, but Soka comes through with the shield unity. Logical should be next on the chopper block, and with Nuno being present, there's no possible way that the Joy will be able to make it out.
These small mistakes cost them basically the life of the jungler and the life of the roamer. Chip just targeting the turret by accident is such a, you know, minor mistake, but it's so funny to see. Happens to me more than you think. For 20 player Logical trying to go with the electrifying beats, but
Yeah, like
going to BU.
And I think at the same time now Fredren gets taken down. Nuno's not having a great time, and Soka's here as well. He's gonna be next on to follow. And Czech Republic get themselves ahead on the board. Oh,
Stand from the Selena, Aurora.
Buyi here might get taken down. No, it doesn't. Pride of Ice is not popped yet, but the arrow connects. No, it misses the second time.
Top lane.
Oh, wait, on the bot side. Oh, my God, on the top side with that shortcut, man, is just way too much. This is what I was talking about, the split potential that they have with this chip. Could be disastrous and devastating. And now Soka looking to get taken down after a chain CC combo coming through as well. As he gets to the SOD, connects, but at what cost? They can't really commit after he doesn't have the frontline presence, doesn't have the damage online yet.
Didn't have his flicker ready even as well. He usually hasn't been rotating as much as possible. Rigid Glacier coming through.
And here they go for the taunt as well. A big bonk with the Appraiser's Wrath as they got Femboy, punishing him for getting a little too aggressive. Pride of Ice already popped out. Beauty's going to be next on the target. And with the Shah Residue, he's able to pick up the kill.
I mean, that was a really clean arrow coming from. She's playing that extremely clean Joy. Going to try to support on the top lane a little bit. There's a 4-man fight in the top lane.
Oh my
God,
god,
slowly heading up. I mean, this is really close. This is even draft, even Steven's draft, as you said.
Yeah, and I think with they forcing out the flicker from the chip as well. Oh my god, another bonk coming through. Yes, it's even Steven, but I think so far Nuno has finally hit his power spike, and you can see that he's caught back in terms of EXP, which Logical had the advantage of early on with all those assists that he racked up.
I mean, they have 1 tower advantage, 1 turtle advantage, but still, this game is still 4 minutes in only. Second turtle, I think, will go to Team Portugal. I mean, if Chip gets a good engage, right, I think that's going to be game-changing. Maybe something on Soka or Nuno.
Yeah, I think right
No
now.
chance.
No, man. But the shortcut comes through, though. Here's the penalty zone, and they're not able to get the turtle in the hands of Koi. The retribution wasn't required as they get Soka with a Black Dragon form unleashed as well with a Petrify combo. Dominic's still able to survive thanks to the help of the Purify, but here comes Logical looking to take down one after another. Kohi falls down, and Czech Republic are looking to bounce back. It's like a tennis match. It's going back and forth.
SOD maybe coming in from the Moscow, that blue buff, no chances. He got that bot lane turret, right? It is Bosch is pushing, but even so, Nuno survives. Soka tries to zone them out successfully. But that Shah Essence, you know, Purify, I mean, come on now. You have to give props to Dominic for that. First item fleeting time for the chip. That's not that uncommon, but I would expect him to go maybe some defense items first. Yuzhong is playing extremely well either way. He got that really good disengage on chip. Dominic going for the gold cap in the middle and they're trying to protect that turret. I mean, Kronos, what do you think, right? What do you think is the next step for Team Portugal, let's say?
Next step for Team Portugal, look for pickoffs, man. They need to find angles, but like the shortcut coming through, they're not able to do so. Nuno's getting melted on. Frigid Glacier popped as well with the speedy light wheels, and now with the waves being cleared, they're looking to take him down as the Frosty Breeze catches him. Buey is forced to flicker up, and now the right time, Aphrodite comes in with the SOD as well, trying to show the damage, but here comes the Black Dragon, trying to go for the clapback, but Logical in the back line, trying to zone them out. Aphrodite is able to survive as Logical and Shin get taken down, traded for Soka and Nuno. Dominic 305 as well. This is a battle of the marksmen.
And even Steven's trade yet again, but Team Czech Republic has a 1000 goal lead because of that carry on Aurora combat. It's so dangerous, right? You have to use your dash to escape from that frigid glacier, you know, move away as much as possible. You can't be sitting still. Look at the furthering. Got away, the Moscow tried to saving, trying to steward the enemy team together, but still no chance. Too much damage output coming from the carry. PD Light was doing a million damage, let's say. But even so, the chip is just way too invasive. He's everywhere.
Yeah, this chip is that's the new passive that's come through as well. The Y walk. You can just go onto the 4 portals from wherever you are. You don't gotta be at one of them. But you can see that coming to the fray as well with the shortcut and the penalty zone being used as Nuno's not able to move. And now with the frigid glacier, they catch 2 more in place. Koi has to run out as Sokol gets taken down. Aphrodite going on top. Oh, they're trying to survive. Logical was able to get him. No, he did not. And now they finally get that kill. Gohi with the Black Dragonfire able to do so. He has the Shard Residue, gets the Petrify knock up as well. Prodify's already popped, and Bui's gonna go down soon enough. And now with the next to follow, Shin and Femboy. As Dominic's nowhere in the picture, they might get this kill. No, they don't. With a lot of sustain, they're able to fight back up. Fushi looking for the Abyssal Arrow on towards Dominic. He might be able to find it. No, he does not. As the rest of Portugal come through, and now another shortcut is dropped down. This fight has been overextended.
This Yuzhong is playing extremely well. He's just zoning out, going for the kills, going for the backline as he should. But even so, this chip, so many portals, so many portals. Talking about portals, the portal starts happening, right, Kronos, on that turtle fight?
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, this portal, man, this portal is just too abusive. He's just been dropping it down wherever. He's dictating the pace of the team fight. But look at the goal and look at the kills. Portugal are not behind.
They just have to shut down Dominic, I think. Even so, I don't see the Baxia fitting into this picture frame, right? Maybe the Gatotkacha will be better because of that taunt. Double taunt furthering Gatotkacha, you know. Just to be a bit more toxic, a bit more influential, right?
Be a little more toxic, he said. Just go double taunt the entire time.
Exactly, that's the strat.
As soon as they come out from the shortcut, you pop the taunt from the Fredrin, and then you pop the taunt from the Gatotkacha, and then that's it. They're done. They're done and dusted right there. Oh, SOD connecting. Nobody home. No fight being picked up. Conceal comes through as well.
Nuno.
Not gonna do much. Oh.
Low Arrow. Yuzhong defending the bot lane tower. Chip teleported behind them. Let's say, go Femboy.
Oh my god, again, Nuno's been the target and penalty zone committed along with Dominic coming through. He's unstoppable. But here the Black Dragon finds his way to the portal as well on towards Logical. Just making sure that they get him and they want to go for the Furious Dive, but Goth Femboy catches them. Here's the Frigid Glacier as well. A lot of chain CC being thrown at them as Czech Republic concede the Lord. They don't want to pick it up just yet, and I think it's a good call.
Yuzhong has been too dangerous the entire game. He's been doing a lot of the dirty work of Team Portugal. I mean, getting that Petrify in with a Furious Dive is one thing, right? But getting it perfectly on other enemies. He could have done it as soon as he went down from his Black Dragon form, but that would have been wise, right?
Yeah, I don't think it would have been the best option there.
Further, we can see him falling behind from his 4 levels behind, 3 levels behind actually. Even so, they have map advantage right now, but the chip can turn the tides of the battle around in 1 second.
The chip just has the access of making everyone walk through a lot faster with that shortcut. That could be the difference maker. And I think Portugal, after having one game already in their favor, they don't want to let this game 2 go, right? Because if they let this game 2 go, then you're moving into game 3 with momentum on the side of Czech Republic. And Dominic has not fallen down a single time. 5-0-6 on a carry is really scary.
Even so, the chip is probably going to teleport towards that green camp where Fredron is, towards the beetle. Hey, maybe doesn't have this passive up. They're trying to get the team in a fight.
Oh my god, what a flicker. Penalty zone, and now they stack it up with the Frigid Glacier as well. He gets himself a double kill as Shin is looking to get taken down. Aphrodite should be able to get that kill, but here comes Goth Femboy with the shortcut drop down. Aphrodite's able to flicker out of harm's way, and nowhere present is Dominic, but the SOD connects. Now they want to go 1v1 with the marksman. Oh no, the shortcut just stopped them from going through. It just didn't work out for them.
Or Aphrodite, oh my god, he had such a good engage on Dominic as well. I think he got him stunned the portal and he teleported into it by mistake, but Logical is trying to get down Madara. Yeah. We're seeing a lot of arrows and a lot of good plays coming from Dominic. There's no one really checking him, right? But still, it could be an even Stevens game, right? It's an even still now. There's not that much of a goal lead. I don't think it matters that much. Fredin has his items, the Yuzhong has his items, the Moscow is beginning to fully get his build, right?
Yeah, and Dominic just got his hands on the Wind of Nature, man. Now I don't know if Aphrodite will be able to kill him, right? Because yes, the Wind of Nature is important, but even if Aphrodite gets the Wind of Nature, the passive from Dominic is just able to melt him through. Although, yes, you don't have a lot of HP, that could be a slight bit of a difference maker.
One team fight can change the whole game around. They have only one turret advantage for the side of Portugal. Only one turret broken compared to Czech Republic has, I think, 4 turrets. One inhibitor as well. I mean, that's really bad. They didn't lose their mid, which is a good thing. The bottom is about to fall down at hands of Joy. The Lord is marching down the top lane. Frederick is trying to hold it down. Maybe Dragon at mid turret. Nothing they can do about it. But still, the Chip just denying them entry, right?
Is not just denying them entry, just making sure that at any given point, if his teammates are split pushing, then they could just go for a team fight and they could just enter through and just leave one of them stranded out in the middle of nowhere. Oh, the arrow connects, but again, not the right target. And I don't think they're looking to engage, but oh my god, what a penalty zone with the flicker, and now Frigid Glacier popped as well. This might just be the end of the whole thing, because Czech Republic might be taking away game number 2 with a triple kill on the back of Shin on this Terizla. Who said Terizla's not on the meta? Who said Terizla doesn't work? Because, ladies and gentlemen, Czech Republic proved us wrong.
Dominic has been playing extremely well. He made 0 mistakes the entire game. The Chip just denying entry, forcing fights as many as he could, as many as he wanted as well. What can you say? Map number 2 taken by Czech Republic. We're going to be going into the final, right? Trick has the best of one. Pick your comforts, pick your best, and don't try to think about the game too much. Just play it as you would normally play any other run game, you know? But, Kronos, what do you think is going to be the deciding factor in the last game of the series?
Man, I think the deciding factor for the final game is going to be whoever is going to able to get a better draft in their favor. Because you need to find picks that are a little bit more in tune into the meta for them to win. Because so far, everyone who has picked up a meta hero, like at least in the one that's kind of overpowered, have been winning the game. And look at the second game, they just took the chip and just completely turned it around.
They banned Chip in game number 1, and in game number 2 they left it open. Rookie mistake. If you ban a hero, ban it fully. We've seen him. The Baksha couldn't do anything, right? No engages, no proper sets. The Fredrin was not enough to tank the front line. The Baksha was not doing his job well enough for him to be worth a pick. Maybe a pick would have been better there with a Fredrin, or something that could support him. And Angela would have been really good as well. You know, the support, healing a lot. The Yuzhong as well. Jump on the Moscow now and then, you know, don't think about it, right? But I think that's the bad thing, right? You have to think about all the things that could happen in a game. But these are the highlights. We're gonna see God Fanboy trying to dash on a turret. First dash away, dashes to a turret. Aphrodite still gets slain. A lot of pickups, right? That's the draft team pickup.
Yeah, I think
Dari.
You could see like every single team fight that went down, God Femboy was just present, right? The entire time. He was a slight bit of a difference maker. Whenever he wasn't around, Czech Republic just weren't winning these team fights. And you could see that shortcut just making a big difference, allowing them to play as aggressive as they'd like. And then through comes Shen, just pops that big penalty zone. Dominic is just left to free hit. Nuno just did not have a great game at all.
Yeah, I don't think it was about... I think the teams were equal, but just not checking Dominic enough was the biggest mistake. They couldn't do anything in the fight. The Aurora as well, they couldn't check her. They couldn't get her frigid armor down. It's, you know, it happens. Mistakes do happen, but I don't think I like the Baksha in this draft. Maybe if he was on jungle instead of the Fredrin and you pick something to support the Fredrin in... I mean, the Baksha in the jungle. Or maybe pick the Fredrin and the XP and take another roamer maybe. You know, everything could happen, right? But
anything
he's
and everything
dictated
could have
every
happened.
fight.
Yeah.
The chip dictated every fight. Nothing you can do about God Femboy. Was marking one person down, getting ready for the Aurora to jump in with her Frigid Glacier, Terizla with a penalty zone. Just nasty plays, right?
Yep, absolutely nasty plays. You couldn't really do much at that point, and it just came down to the fact that the pickoff style of the Selena, although the Selena was doing a lot, just felt like a bit underwhelming just because of the amount of pressure that Chip was able to bring in. Because he was, like you said, like dictating the pace of these team fights.
Taejong was doing his job properly. He did a lot of the damage. He did more damage than the marksman and the mid lane. But the Bakshi I didn't like, as I said previously. Not that it's a bad pick, but it was not a good pick this game. We know Bakshi is good, but there was nothing that would make you want to pick a Bakshi. There wasn't support, right? There wasn't anything that was healing a lot. If you consider maybe Carry healing a lot in the later game with her Demon Hunter sword, I'd agree, yes. But he didn't have an unhealing, didn't have nothing to slow down her attack speed. I think it's another mistake as well. The Joy was basically full build, doing a lot of damage, being able to go freely whenever she wants. A Chu! We didn't see a Chu this entire night. We've seen a Caleb, but we didn't see a Chu. Something to lock down the enemies.
Yeah, they needed a way to kind of not just lock down the enemy, create a little bit of separation as well. As you can see, they definitely had gold on their side. After a certain point, Czech Republic just ran away with the game. Like this Boxia, yes, it works, but I think when you pair up the Boxia with the Fredrin, immediately it's just not looking like a great draft, is it? Like, I think that's what we both agree with, right? The Boxia is a good pick, but in this case, to pair it up with a Fredrin against the Chip, I don't know, man. It just didn't feel like they were playing as aggressive enough or as aggressive as we'd like.
There was not enough crowd control for the Fredrin to be useful. The taunt, yes, it's annoying, the knock-up is annoying as well, but there's nothing to pair him up with. If they had the Badang, maybe, that would have helped a lot.
Definitely would have helped a lot, but I think that's why they banned it on the other side as well. So will it change in this final game? Maybe, maybe not. I'm assuming it should, because at the end of the day, it comes down to this final game. It's a BO3, ladies and gentlemen. So winner takes all. The first game we had a 2-0, 2-0 confident slaughter, rather, I would say. But here it is just a 1-1 and game number 3. Hey, what do you got for that one, Dakota?
I'm gonna stick with Team Portugal. I don't know about you, Kronos.
Yeah, I'll probably decide after looking at the draft.
Yeah, right. Pick it now, Kronos. Don't be a wuss.
No, I'm gonna pick it after we get to see the draft. Indeed, I'm not gonna fall for your tricks, Dakota. But ladies and gentlemen, you tell us your predictions in the chat, indeed, because we're gonna be back after a short break. Don't go anywhere, stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the World Esports Iesf qualifier for Europe for the game Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Of course, your casters for this one. My name Kronos, alongside me, Zakota, to bring you the action for the final game of the night. We have, of course, Portugal versus Czech Republic, one apiece in the BO3, and now down to the final game. Man, hey, Zakota, I think Czech Republic proved us wrong in the second game, didn't they?
I mean, I did say that with the correct draft, any team can win. With the comfort, we've seen the chip, we've seen the aurora. Those are comfort picks, they're not our meta picks. But even so, both teams played equally well, right?
Yeah, I think
mistakes.
In and out, right? Both these teams play equally well, yes, but it just came down to the pressure that Chip built in, right? That was super important from the Chip.
I mean, this is the last game. We're gonna treat it as a best of one, right? Best one takes the cake. So, it's gonna be a bit interesting to see what's going to happen. I mean, just comfort picks. In the last game, always comfort picks. Comfort over anything. But I'm excited to see what they're going to pick. So, soon, we're going to be heading into draft. And I'd like to see maybe... Again, another fighter explainer, not a tank explainer, but we're going to see a ban respect towards the chip. Again, Loi, Matilda getting banned for the third time today.
Yeah, I think it's looking okay for both these teams so far, and the chip definitely respected now. They do not want to deal with it whatsoever. But on the other side, I think looking at the Matilda, the Kimmy, I don't know if the Baxia is gonna go, but I think the Phobias probably.
I think they're going to get rid of the Badang actually. That's a nuisance of a hero. Maybe they're gonna get rid of the Joy for Team Portugal, but I think the Badang is gonna get banned by Team Czech Republic. But Fanny getting banned out. I mean, it's a respect ban. Maybe you're scared about Fanny in pro play, but it's so risky to pick on. You've seen Yenzi pick it today, and he excelled on it, of course, but he's a world-class player. The Kalea getting a respected bounce towards Soka. So, Kronos, what do you think the first pick is going to be?
I don't know, man. The first pick might just be Baxia still coming out from Portugal since they liked it in their favor. The chip's not open. The Phobias left open. Gato Kacha, Hylos. You have the Joy that's up for grabs. The Hayabusa still open. But I think a little too early for both, so probably stick with something flexible. A Badang is left open. I think that would be a great first pick.
I mean, I agree with you. A Badang can be flex. Baksha, Gatot Kacha.
That's surprising.
I mean, as I said, a good pick, a flexible pick. You can put it in 2 roles, maybe 3 if you try hard enough, but still. I mean, that leaves Badang on the table, that leaves Joy on the table, that leaves Lucas on the table, Suyu, Hayabusa. What else is good, Mr. Kronos?
Hylos, Jushin, Harith. Jushin Harith is never a bad combo, right? Just so much magic damage. You have a lot of control in these team fights as well. Big ultimates that could be used. I wouldn't shy away from a Harith here.
I agree with you. A lot of slow coming from the Jukshin supporting Zanan's force. Just Hayabusa getting picked out. Maybe we're going to see Czech Republic take the cake. But still, I want to see a Cho coming in from side of Portugal to shut down the Hayabusa, shut down the potential Harith. Maybe the potential Moscow as well. I mean, it's a great pick, right? It's basically a Kalea on steroids.
Yeah, what, a Cho is a Kalea on steroids?
I think so, man.
No, man. I think Kalea is a Cho on steroids. If you ask me.
I don't know. Cho has much better teamfight capabilities than a Kalea. Kalea, you can purify it more easily. Cho, you can bait it out.
Nah, man. I'm telling you, Kalea is much stronger. You get the extra bit of inbuilt heal. Like, why would you not want that? But hey, we're not gonna see it anyway, so let's forget it. The Granger is left up, so they pick up the Granger. That leaves open the Harith that's going to be picked up on the other side so it doesn't get banned out. I love the Farsa coming through, but then again, a lot of kill pressure already coming from Logical from Czech Republic on that Hayabusa.
We've seen Farsa in game number 2 of Turkey versus Belarus, so we know how dangerous she can be, how much vision and area control she can provide. Combined with the Granger, and the because that's a proper team, right? That's a proper composition so far. As well for Team Czech Republic, I mean it's a well-built team. You have something to slow down, something to have for the backline, for the Farsa, for the Granger, and something to escape from the Kazatkacha stand. So it's a good pick either way.
Hylos, right? Just run it down. Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah.
The Hylos is just great here. Can't let that go. And I think here, ban out the Badang just because you want to let Hayabusa have a better time. But also, you need another EXP. Yeah, I think Badang or Joy. Although I wouldn't be too worried about the Joy at this point.
I think Team Portugal is going for, let's say, a Suyu. It would be really great here, right? Something to immune the Hayabusa, all with something to stand down that Jukshin, something to front line for the Hylos. So I think they're going to go Fredrin ban. I mean, that's a respect ban maybe for Nuno.
Yeah, I think he played the Fredrin so well, even under a lot of pressure, right? So, although I wouldn't ban out Fredrin if you have a Jushin in your team, it just still goes to show they respect Nuno's prowess on this Fredrin, how well he played in game number 2. Banning that out over here, I think you just got to take out a Harith or an Irithel even. Irithel is just really good here. Or Moskov, so that, yeah, just because of the fact that they might go for an assassin on the other side with the Joy. And Badang's got to go, right? Like I don't see a world where Badang's not banned out here.
I'd like to see here for Team Portugal Barats. Barats for the Hayabusa. Barats would work on XP, on XP.
No man. No, you're dreaming.
Come on,
Zakota,
I'm not
dreaming.
reaching.
You're dreaming.
They're gonna pick it. Watch it, man. They're gonna pick it.
You're dreaming. It's not gonna be a Barrett. I think here, looking to ban out another goal laner, maybe a Harith is a great ban. Abadang's a great ban, just because of the fact that Abadang could get picked up on Czech Republic. Oh, they take out the carry. That means I feel like that we're gonna see a Boxia come out on the other side. They're gonna go a lot more tanky. Seems like,
or maybe a Lucas.
No, not without a support. Not without a support. Suyo is a great shout. I agree. Suyo is a great shout here. Suyo is a great jungler in this tournament. My Harith goes in.
There goes your Harith.
Told you.
Come on, Kronos. Long live the Barats dream. We're gonna see a Barats one of these days. CC again.
CC, yeah.
CC is really good into Hayabusa.
It's good against the Hylos as well. And whoever it goes up against. I mean, the Badang, yes, it's good against the Badang as well. So, what could be the Joy?
Barats. I don't think it's...
Boxia,
no,
man.
They need something.
Just get that Boxia, man. Just get that Boxia. I'm telling you, it's got to be a Boxia.
Or Lucas. Or Lucas. Maybe a Martis.
No, not a Martis. I could see a Lucas, but I think a Boxia here would just do so much well. But you have the anti-heal. You can just... Oh,
Julian.
My God. What's
my
going
favorite
on?
top hero. You have an immunity, you have something to get away from the Hayabusa, you have something to escape the Jukshin and the Hylos as well. So I mean, it's a great pick. You have a CC, you have a knockup, you have something to counter the shadows. But I wouldn't have picked it here. Yeah, I already have too much magic.
No, I think they balance out the physical with the CC being in the EXP lane as well. I'm just thinking they don't have enough frontliners.
I mean, Gacha can work. CC as a secondary, not that much, because she doesn't have a proper stand, right? Where the Hylos, probably they're gonna go for the Badang. I would go for the Badang. There is again.
Why fix what's not broken, right? Why fix what's not broken with this Terizla being picked up in the EXP lane? He's gonna do those flicker penalty zones again, man. I'm telling you, Europe's got a thing for Terizlas. Not just this, we've seen it work in the qualifiers for different countries as well. The way that they've been playing this Terizla, we might just have we just have a game on our hands, Dakota. We just have a game on our hands.
No, I agree with you. But what about a Khalid instead of a Sisi here?
Yeah, I think that would have been better as well. That could have worked as well, just because you get early pressure, more control on the map with the Farsa. I think we put the Khalid in the roam position, put the Gato Kacha in the EXP. That is.
Yeah, Khalid for the roam rotate, for the roam and for the invade potential. You have a Julian as well, so that could have worked a bit better, no?
Yeah, I think that definitely would have worked better. So you give a lot more space for the Julian to breathe. You poke them down a little more than they can. And but hey, speaking of than they can, will or don't, we don't know about that, ladies and gentlemen. As we will find out, we get into the land of Dawn for the final game of the night between Portugal and Czech Republic.
We're going to see Kurapika versus Kakashi first, being in the late afternoon. I mean, it's an even trade so far. It's an even map. The best thing they can do is freeze the gold lane. I mean, the Julian is already heading on his way over there. He has a level 3 power spike, so you know he's gonna be fine. But even so, I don't like the emblem Julian has. I don't like the little ignition.
He's looking to play it as a burst hero, man. He's just looking to play it as a burst hero, not looking to go for that attack speed build or that sustainable that we like to see come out with the Feather of Heaven. And it's a different style. I've played it before, but it's the kind of style that you want to play before that buff they got to the attack speed or to the Rose Gold Meteor, and finding a way to play the Julian after that. So a little bit of a throwback today to those to that style. But again, is it going to be Kurapika or is it going to be Kakashi? What do you think, Zakota? I mean, I feel like Kurapika got a better chance, right?
I think Kakashi's got a cake over here.
No way. Come on, bro. I mean, think about it. Kurapika has the chain jail. He has, you know, the chain that comes out from the heart and stuff. I forgot what it's called. But I feel... but yeah. I think Kakashi, definitely the copy ninja, might take the cake as well. But I wouldn't count out... I mean, I wouldn't count out Kurapika, bro. The rage, bro. It's the rage is from the eyes.
Yes, but however, talking about the eyes, Kamui. Anyway, we're seeing the Hayabusa's gonna take his level 5 from the red buff. Will he have enough time to go for the turtle?
Oh, wait. Taking out God Femboy quite low. Revitalize already popped. They focus their attention into the turtle. You can see Kohi zoning them out. That should be first blood. No, God Femboy still survives thanks to the regen. No first blood yet. But Portugal get their hands on the turtle.
Goth Femboy went deep but pulled out quickly enough, so he survived with the use of that Revitalize. I mean, Manuga positioning coming from Sokka, giving vision of the blue buff. Wushi just going to punish them as soon as he teleports that buff. Let's see, they know they're there.
Oh no, my god, that's a Hylos, man. That's a Hylos. He's got melted down first blood in the hands of Aphrodite. And I think that is where you want the gold. That's where you want the kills to be on the Granger, especially after he picks up that Sky Piercer.
Yeah, really good position coming from the Gacha and the Farsa, holding the triple bush and the Lord bush. Man, just a lot of damage. Again, same position, 2 people in triple bush, waiting for the Hylos. Another pick of Dawn.
Yeah, on towards God Femboy. He's not having a good game, is he? They're just focusing him down, knowing that he has to check the bushes. And now on the top side, they're looking for the trade. Taking out Kohi.
I think they can fully push that top lane turret and that bot lane turret. So it's gonna be, again, an even trade, but still. Kohi and Nuno got the kills. And on top lane, Shin got a kill, not logical.
Yeah, and I think it's not looking good if you're a fan of Portugal, because they're slowly moving like a unit. The rest of Czech Republic, yes, you traded the kills, and I think at this point you really need Aphrodite to get that Sky Piercer as fast as possible in his power spike.
I'd say he needs to get a Sea Halberd a bit earlier for use the shields of Arif, so you know, and the Hylos with the Revitalize. I think the Sea Halberd first time would be better, considering how much damage you do with the targets that have more HP than you, which is gonna be 3. So, you know, it's a win-win item.
It is a win-win item. You're not wrong with that one. But I feel like the Sky Piercer just adds to the capability of the Ranger, right? And if he gets a couple of kills, then it could be a different story. Oh, wait, they get it, but at the same time, he goes for the penalty zone with the Flicker. Shin is able to create and dictate the pace of the fight as they lose down Nuno, as well as Fushi, and now looking to take down a lot more. Kohi as well as Aphrodite will have to run back as they sacrifice Sokka. They don't lose one in the process, and Czech Republic bounce back.
They lost the war, but they won the fight. This is a really nice use of the penalty zone. I don't know if you saw that, but he just zoned them out. He didn't catch them. He just zoned them. In the bot lane, we're going to see Hayabusa taking down the tier 3 turret. In the top lane, we're seeing Harris rotate to get that free gold from the minions. This is really good. Hayabusa's farming a lot. He's moving as best as he could. I mean, that's the best, but you cannot contest him, right? You have the Hylos, you have the Gargacha, you have the CC. They have too much zoning potential. But even so, God Femboy is opening up the map. Nuno is there. Oof. Perfect immunity. Oh, he falls down. Hayabusa.
Oh my god. It's not looking good for their side, man. It's not looking good at all. And 5-2 the kill score. Czech Republic have the advantage, and they run it down the glorious pathway. Got Femboy, and you can see the quad shadow from Logical goes through as well. He wants to go for the Ogi shadow kill. Shin's gonna be the target. Nice feather airstrike from Fushi as they take down Soka still. And even after the enhanced chain being used, there's not enough damage. Oh, he's able to immune it, but walks into straight an Ogi shadow kill. Logical still makes it out, and so does Nuno.
I mean, Terizla being able to run that on basically 1 HP was the game-changing fight. They used too many resources to try to kill him, but then they didn't succeed. And I mean, look at Dominic. He's been dominating the entire matchup, this entire night, basically. The first game he got a beat, you know, Core maybe it wasn't his peak. He had to play versus Beatrix. I mean, a lot of zoning out of playability from Beatrix, a lot of vision coming from the Roamer as well, but God Femboy looking to punish on the bot lane. Conceal coming in from Soka trying to run away.
Oh, but he didn't get the conceal on towards Aphrodite, and right now you can see he has to pay the price. He flickers and he makes it out though, and that's the sacrifice going to be, but he gets a nice AOG down and out over there with the enhanced sword coming through as well, and finally they get Got Femboy, and that's one Sky Piercer stack in the hands of Aphrodite, as he was the one that they were looking to make a sandwich out of, but he was able to make it out alive.
It was a 1 for Turtles. Ooh! 1 for 1 and a turtle slain. I mean, they lose a second tier inhibitor. Still, I don't think this was worth it for Team Portugal. I think Team Czech Republic won more here. I mean, come on. A turtle, a kill, and a turret compare no turtle on the blue side.
No, on the blue side they got 2 turtles, no? They definitely did. So Portugal, yes, but yeah, they don't have the goal lead in their favor though.
Level advantage going to Logical and the gold advantage. So, you know, it's a really bad trade-off on the bot lane. Aphrodite, yes, he indeed got a kill, but is that worth it really?
Not looking
That's
good,
man.
man.
So dangerous.
Not looking good for Portugal fans out there. And I know we wanna go Sue with it, but unable to so far. Oh wait, Kohi comes through, and Ogi Shadow Kill already used. Nice AOG catches 3, and this is the clapback that they're looking for. He gets himself a kill, but the penalty zone was just too good after dropping out the bot force, and now Beauty goes in with the Crimson Beacon as well, but he gets the shutdown after he finds 2, and now they find a 3rd, only sacrificing Kohi. He's looking for the 4th. Give it to him already. And Aphrodite finally online. He's not been taken down a single time, and you can see the damage is starting to rack up, and Czech Republic need to start respecting this Granger.
Good taunt coming in from the Gacha Logical on 1 HP. That was an insane set by Shin. Still not enough to shut down the Granger. He just walked away. He didn't even use his flicker. Man. Hayabusa just has to get a good shadow on the Granger, shut him down. He doesn't have a window of nature, has nothing to escape him. Just a flicker, but you have to time that perfectly. Talking about flickers.
Oh wait, Ogi Shadow Kill, he flickered out and he didn't get that kill. That's a little unlucky if you ask me, if you're logical, but hey, that Portugal will take all the luck that they can get.
I mean, hey, they have 1 goals, why can't they have 2? Aphrodite and Ronaldo, come on now.
They got both on their side. I'm telling you, man, with the way that it's working, I want to see a Sue come out from Portugal at this point, but the knockup from the Lord, from Madara there, and you can see the glorious path is slowing them down as well. Logical goes on towards the Lord, but a nice penalty zone falling through from Shin as well, but look at the positioning of Fushi. He's able to get with feather airstrike on point, and now they lose a lot in the process. They lose 4, and that's a shutdown on towards Aphrodite. 3 kills in his pocket as Kohi finds the 4th. And now they're looking to run it down mid lane after getting themselves the Lord. Yes, the Holy Shield's present, but they might just be able to get an inhibitor or 2.
think they can get the mid inhibitor as well if they can catch it times before the minions, you know? I mean, it's a risky plan, but it might work. He has to go in, he has to hold for the tank.
Yeah, they might get the inhibitor. Oh no, they get the inhibitor. The Lord is coming on the top side for Czech Republic, but the price they paid, Portugal just cleaned the path towards the base crystal of Czech Republic from the mid lane.
Still, Czech Republic has the Lord marching down on the top lane. On the bot lane, there's a bit of a minion crisis going on. Mid lane also, they have enhanced minion coming from Team Portugal's base, so it's a 50-50. There is less waiting for a set, waiting for someone to show themselves. Got Fembo as well with the Glorious Pathway trying to get it down. And also, Aphrodite trying to get some vision marked down on the enemies.
Oh, Feather Airstrike, Logical using the Ogi Shadow Kill. Glorious Pathway is used against Shin with a beautiful penalty zone, but he gets melted down as no one's able to catch Aphrodite. He gets the kill, and now we're looking for more, and they sacrifice Soka. Yes, they turned their attention to the Lord. Logical comes through with the Quad Shadow. No Ogi Shadow Kill, so he's not going to be able to get one for himself as he uses the Enhanced Sword to get out, as they're looking to defend the inhibitors and also the tier 2 in the mid lane.
This is a pretty even trade. They're about to lose that top lane turret. If Hayabusa gets a good shadow on Aphrodite, I think that's still not enough to catch him. He still didn't use his flicker. He's holding it for an exact moment.
Oh no, man, the Ogi Shadow Kill connects, and you can see nobody able to fall. The Holy Shield just gets popped in the mid lane, but it's already close to 12 minutes. So Portugal have defended. And Zakota, now with that base crystal left wide open from the mid lane, Portugal look like they're in a better spot.
I mean, it's an even game at the moment. Everything is equal, right? Goal is equal, kills are basically equal, team members alive is equal. So one team fight can change the entire game. They're trying to maybe look for a pick-off on the bottom. Look at the Hayabusa, they don't know he's there. Maybe he's trying to go.
Oh, Quad Shadow. Ogi Shadow Kill comes in as well. Aphrodite might be able to survive. He does. Flickers out of harm's way. Logical's taken down low. Detsunata connects as well. And they finally find a legendary, as now on the top side, they're looking to counter. They're looking to mirror that play. But Nuno is preventing that from happening. Law and Order comes through as well. He dropped down his Mon Force, trying to clear out the Lord. Or rather, trying to clear out the inhibitor on the top side. But Dominic gets it. And now Portugal looking for forcing out a maneuver from Czech Republic as they do use the Glorious Pathway just before the Lord. So that is good news for Portugal. They're not going to be able to engage on towards them.
I think Hayabusa is going to be able to get up towards the Lord if they just try to zone Nuno out a bit. Maybe try to go for a play on Aphrodite. No, he doesn't have that flicker ready.
Oh my god, that damage, man. He just able to do so much. Give him the triple already. He has a Rhapsody. He wants everyone to listen to this song. The Feather Airstrike comes through. Logical is there. He's looking to get that big shutdown, but guess what? He doesn't have enough damage. He catches only Soka, but that's a Gatot Kacha who's supposed to be super tanky. Aphrodite's there. He gets the Maniac. Does he win? Her crown comes through, but he gets taken out anyway. The mid lane again left wide open. The Lord is marching down. Beauty is the only one left standing. Portugal, after a back and forth match, it looked like it was going ping pong, but guess what? Portugal stand tall as they get this game and take the victory in this best of 3.
Victory!
That was a really good casting. I couldn't have done it better myself. No other words I would have said different from yours, but even so, Aphrodite didn't get punished one time. He was playing extremely well. He was the Punisher in that situation. This was a really good game. But Kronos, what do you think of both teams? What do you think of them? How do you think they played? Do you think they played well? Do you think they were equal on terms of, let's say, game knowledge or micros or macros?
Man, yes and no. I think Czech Republic were relying so much on the penalty zone, right? They are relying so much on the penalty zone to make it work. And yes, it did. But yes, you can say a lot about Aphrodite with the positioning and all that. But hey, you got to look at Fushi, man. That guy was completely separated from the fight. And with the Feather Airstrike on point, chef's kiss to that. And I can tell, like, the positioning, the macro play in terms of going for the turrets, yes, kind of even, but I think Portugal just take it away by a slight bit of an edge.
I mean, hey, Terizla can take as many penalties as he wants against people from Portugal, but still, it's not enough. You know, you have the Portuguese shooters over here. So, it's nothing you can do. They didn't have anything to lock them down. That's my biggest issue right now with the Terizla and the Yuzhong. Nothing to lock down a certain hero. That's why we're seeing so many popular heroes like Jawhead, Kalea, and Cho getting picked out in other regions of pro play for this game. Because, it's a secure kill, right? You're 100% sure that maybe you're going to get one. You have a solo ultimate. You have someone to target. That's why, you see Granger running around. I was thinking, hey, maybe, they don't have that much push with a Granger on team. It's going to be a sweep for Czechoslovakia. But still, I don't think it was enough for either of the teams to, consider Granger a threat. The Irrital was still left open, but they went for the Arif.
Man, it just didn't look like it just didn't look good for them, because it was in the late game, at least, right? In the mid to late game, it didn't look good for them. It was back and forth the entire time. And with Portugal, I wouldn't say it's a dominant victory. It was definitely close, but Aphrodite just was looking unstoppable. This guy needs to be stopped if ever any team are going against Portugal.
In the second he got his Sky Piercer, he was getting a lot of stacks all the time, For me, it's like a curse. Whenever I buy Sky Piercer, I never get any kills. But for him, it's completely the opposite. Maybe he's taking my luck. But even so, the Hayabusa, I don't think there was a need for him to go Warak so early. Maybe he went BOD to try to shut down the power side instead of the Granger. Could have made maybe different decisions in his build. Maybe a Sea Halberd now and there to, get a bit more help towards those tankier enemies. But either we can fantasize about what could have happened, but we know what happened. Portugal showed us how strong they were against Czech Republic. But look, as we said, the game looks completely even, right? Gold-wise. I mean,
Man,
everything is perfect. But just the tower damage is a bit more, they ended. The lore and the turtles basically even. One more turtle coming from Team Portugal. But the gold obtained from minions is exactly the same.
it is exactly the same. Just because of the fact that both these teams played a really great game. It just came down towards execution in terms of how Fushi was able to distance himself from the team fight, because you can see it 1-1-12, as well as Aphrodite was 12-0-4 or 3, if I'm not wrong. So the two damage dealers from the side of Portugal were completely left untouched. And that was just a big difference maker, because everybody else from the side of Czech Republic were looking to dive in. You had the Jushin who had to dive in of the Beacon. You had the Terizla that has to dive in. The Hayabusa that has to dive in. Harith also has to dive in. So, and of course the Hylos as well. So they have a full dive composition coming in from Czech Republic. But Portugal understood the assignment, stayed back. Like, hey, you can dive in as much as you want. We got the high ground. And they had enough frontliners to protect their backline as well. And then it was just a bombardment completely from the Feather Airstrike and the Death Sonata.
You can tell they just didn't want to touch objects for some reason from Team Czech. They just let them take objects for free, and I think that's a big mistake for any jungler or any team captain to make that call. If you're really far behind, you have to give the objective, but if you're even, it's starting out, it's a turtle fight. You get the retribution, good, it's for your team. You miss it, it's okay, you can go back. You have a Ugi Shadow kill, you just use it on a turtle, you get that object and you go. That's it, nothing special. But never contesting or challenging any objectives is a really bad way to lose your momentum. Because that's snowball effect. We've seen the Hayabusa getting a couple kills, getting that level up ahead of the Julian, but still not enough for him to make a big difference in the game.
Yeah, but I think the Julian definitely wasn't a big difference maker. Although, yes, the Hayabusa, the Julian kind of countered the Hayabusa to your point as well, but I just feel like underwhelming performance a little bit from Julian, right? If you ask me, it felt like Aphrodite was doing all the work. He was working overtime, man. He was already way past the the minimum hour count. He was past 30 whatever contract, 30 hours, 32, 35, 40 hours. He was way past that at that point with the way that he was playing.
Yeah, let's hope he gets paid for that overtime he was doing. It was such an intense game.
He did.
Like deciding where it's a 50-50, it's a split decision. Best ones wins the game. Best of one at the end of the day. Come on now, you have to give props to both of the teams. They played extremely well. They shattered my expectations. And about you?
I'm telling you, bro, he got paid for it. He got the victory. So I don't see what he got to complain about. And talking about how games were hitting expectations, I think that definitely was a treat, and that definitely shows what Europe has to offer in terms of Mobile Legends Bang Bang. And that's just the teaser, folks. It's only day number 1. We got a lot more to come, and also that is only the start, because we have a lot more countries. Only 2 games we've shown you, and tomorrow we're gonna have some fan favorites come through as well.
A lot more teams, a lot of fan favorite teams. France, Team Spain, Team Austria. I think it's a bit popular.
Yeah.
What about what other teams are there that are really popular?
I think apart from that, I'm a little not popular but intriguing. I want to see Ireland and Wales play. That's gonna be exciting.
Ooh,
right?
My
Ireland.
own country's Team Romania, man. I have to have my boys up. I have to support them.
Of course.
Also, Team Hungary, I like to support. Some of my friends are there, so it's a nice way to see people who are talented trying to show their craft, basically their potential in these incredibly nice tournaments, right? Each country representative gets a chance, gets a shot, the best, take the crown, and move on, right? No grudges left behind.
I agree. And also, maybe I want to take a look at Slovakia as well, with the new investment that's come through. A lot of tournaments going on in Slovakia region, so that could be a slight bit of a change. Yeah, Slovakia is playing as well, so that could be a little different. And then, of course, you have Italy. I'm surprised I don't see Davide over there. Of course, a big player, a well-known player from Italy. Just surprised that he's not in the lineup. But hey, I think those are some good squads that we want to see come through. Georgia is a squad that's always been a staple so far in the Iesf. Haven't been able to make it all the way, but these are names that we've seen before. And I think same thing with Croatia. You have Valentino over there, another household name that we've heard of and that we've cast games and seen games from before. So these could be nice teams. These could be some good shouts, some good dark horses that come through. But of course, you have your giants, the Turkeys, the Spains, the France. These are the giants of Mlbb in Europe, and I think they're looking to keep it that way.
Let's say, man, the best takes the crown, the winner takes it all. There's gonna be 2 teams advancing to the ISCF finals.
Yeah,
I think Kronos, this has been a long night for the both of us, right? For the players as well. And I think it's a good time for us to call it a day, right?
Hey man, for looking at where you are, it looks like it's probably night. But hey, you're right, Zakota. As ladies and gentlemen, that will be all for tonight's or today's stream with the World Esports IESF Europe Regional Qualifiers. And it's only day 1. Like we said, we're going to come back tomorrow, and you're going to catch us 2 on the desk again. It's myself, Kronos, and Zakota that'll be saying goodbye. But before that, gotta make sure you follow our socials at the same time. G_Kronos for me, Zakota Mlbb for Zakota over there. And even if you don't follow Zakota, it's okay. Just follow me. You should be good.
Don't follow this guy. Don't listen to him. Don't follow me. I'm the better player in this conversation, so it's fun. If you want to see good gameplay, watch me, not him. You have to see hit one on now and then. It's something to be witnessed.
But hey, all jokes aside, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow our social as well. Your support is absolutely amazing if you do. And on that note, hey, we'll call it a day. Kronos and Zakota, we're out of here. We'll see you tomorrow.